Mr. Dutchy Beats.
That's it. That's how it goes. I swear to God, like, as soon as I start getting ready to do the podcast, everything happens at the same time. Fuck it, man.
100%. Whenever I like, this is a good case for saying don't procrastinate about stuff, because I always think, well, I've got an hour to do stuff. It's fine. I'll just like, I'll sit on the couch for a minute, play with Harvey, have some food, watch an episode of Superstore, and then it gets to 5 minutes before I'm supposed to do it, and I go, fuck.
Yeah.
Superstore, man. I don't want to blow out like our.
Is that
our
we're
what
gonna
have you
start?
been watching this week? It's brilliant.
Is that we're gonna start?
It's absolutely brilliant, man. Like, I'm completely absorbed in it at the moment.
So the guy who created it was also involved in the American Office.
Yeah, you can tell. There's a couple of bits where you can go. Is it Greg Daniels?
Nah, I don't think it is, you know. Where's my... I've got no...
Let me look this up quickly.
Yeah.
Because there's a couple of bits where they're all just like kind of sitting around and the situation really gets out of hand. You know, in the office where I can't remember, they're having a meeting and it ends up that Michael says about Toby, he goes, if I had 2 bullets and I had Hitler, Bin Laden and Toby all in the same room, I'd shoot Bin Laden and Toby. And there's a couple of bits where they're all in the meeting room in the Superstore where it kind of just completely goes off the rails like that. Dying, that's my favourite bits.
Yeah, it does feel like... But there's a UK version, or not a UK version, but there's a show. I don't know what it's called, but it's kind of like... It's based on a Superstore. It's like As the Colours. Which is pretty big. Like, I mean,
it's one of those. I know. It's one of those things that I'd probably never watch.
So I was kind of thinking, was this like a remake of that, or I guess it's just the American version? But
I don't know. I mean, you can do it so well in America because of those like massive like Superstore kind of things.
Yeah.
You can kind of. It's just brilliant, man. How far are you into it now?
Only like maybe like 3 or 4 episodes, I think.
Oh, mate, I'm in like season 3.
Yeah, nah, because I'll be watching like... So what... This is the problem, yeah? When you have kids, yeah, you can't watch nothing. Like, you literally can't watch anything. Anything I want to watch, it's at 18 or a 15 or some shit.
Never
and
happened.
Even if Kira can watch it, Mia can't watch it. So it's like... It's fucking... When I find something where they're going to be in the front room, then I'll be like, okay, when they're in here, then I can watch that. So
yeah.
I only really watch
it's
it
definitely It's definitely one of those things where that you can watch with your kids. It's like really, it's inoffensive but adult at the same time.
Yeah. Because they watch like Modern Family and Friends, and it's in the same kind of thing.
It's Modern Family for sure.
Yeah. Nah, TV's been. There's a lot to watch actually. There's a lot. Like, Netflix is shit. I'm not gonna lie. Netflix is not holding up because all the other streaming companies are coming on, and so what we're getting is everything that America's getting as HBO Max is coming over here on Now TV, which is Sky. Same with Showtime. That's all Sky stuff. So like the stuff that we don't get on those channels are coming over here for free. So we've got some good TV, man. Apple. I just got an email from Apple telling me I've got a year's free subscription.
Exactly. There you go. It's perfect. That's what I got this time last year, pretty much.
Okay.
Like when I don't know, like I said, I got that, we covered this last week, but when I got my Apple Pods, but they just said like, it came up on the TV, like you get a year's free subscription. So hopefully they'll do that again. But honestly, I'll probably, if not, and I have to start paying for it, I'll pay for it until The Servant is done. And then that's the same as Now TV. Like I kind of dip in and out of it when people tell me that there's stuff that I would want to watch. Like the last time I actually got Now TV for entertainment, I still have it for films, but I'm thinking about getting rid of that as well. But when the Wu-Tang documentary was on there, I got it back for that.
Because I pay for everything, but Now TV, like to me, I don't know why I waited so long to start getting it.
Yeah, right.
I was just like, you don't have all the good films, like really early as well, way before Netflix. Right?
Way before Netflix.
So
was it you that posted a thing the other day saying, if I want to watch a film, I just think, would this be on Netflix? And ultimately, it's not going to be, or something like that.
Yeah, it was.
It cracked me up.
I stole a meme. I think it was from Bradley, the meme master. It was like, if ever I want to know if a film's on Netflix, I just think, do I want to watch it? If the answer is yes, then it's not on Netflix.
Netflix is shit for films, man.
Super.
Like, I'll tell you what, like Amazon is actually not that bad for films. Like I've watched a couple of very decent films on there recently. Like I watched, I don't know why I haven't watched it before, but I watched 21 Bridges last night, which is fucking wicked.
I just added that to my watch list.
Yeah, it's really good. Really, really good. What was it I watched? The Gentleman.
That I added that to my watch list as well last night.
That's wicked. Like I'm not the biggest like Guy Ritchie fan in the world. Like I don't know, like from going all over the world, and like there's a few films which everybody wants to talk to you about. One of them's Human Traffic. All right, geezer, whatever the fuck he says when he's sitting on the toilet. Like, and the other ones are Snatch and Lock, Stock. Like, and people coming up to me saying, "Oh, so what are pikeys really like?" and stuff like that. And it's like, it's really uncomfortable questions. Like, I don't think they really like being called pikeys, mate, to be honest.
Not the ones related to me anyway.
Yeah, like the ones I know do not like being called pikeys. So yeah, I don't know. Like I've never really been like. It's all a bit fucking pantomime to me. His films, like everybody in them is like a stereotype, but I can't remember. I saw something on Twitter where it's like the top films of the year, and The Gentleman was in it, and I was like, I've seen that on either Netflix or Amazon, and I watched it, and it's actually wicked. It's actually really, really good.
I think the problem is, this is the reason why I don't watch a lot of British films, especially British films to do with like gangster stuff, because it is like caricature of stuff that you see every day, and it just seemed like really weird. So I never really got into like adulthood and kidulthood and all those ones, because I was just like, man, we live this stuff every day, don't need to see it. But there's certain, I guess the fact is that same thing happens in America as well, but because the demographic of people that don't live that life is so large, those films can become what they are. So films like New Jack City, you might have people in New York going, nah, that ain't us, like feeling the same way we do. But because we're so far removed from it, and most people are far removed from New York in the 80s, you just look at it like, yeah, no, that's cold. And I think like that's the same with these Guy Ritchie films. It's like it's a caricature, it's a magnification of characters that you kind of know.
Yeah.
And I think do you know who's really sick at making films? You know Buck, Giggs' manager.
Oh, right, okay, yeah.
So he writes and directs as well, yeah. Or he writes, really? So he does. He's got a few films. If you go onto Giggs' YouTube page, he's got the film. I think it's called The Essence. It's like a 3-part movie, but it's like each part is like 40 minutes, and they're like, it's not Hollywood's, you know what I mean, talent, but it's the authenticity of it is sick, and it's like stories of stuff that you kind of heard before and you can really relate to, and just the way that he has the characters. Again, they are a bit larger than life, but it's quite gritty, man.
Well, like larger than life isn't necessarily the issue. Not everything has to be like a kind of like super realistic. I just find with a lot of British gangster films, they like the characters are too over, like kind of overwritten and over characterized and stuff. It's like, cool, blimey, governor, I wouldn't mind sticking a blah, 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 like, and stuff like that. And I'm like, I don't know anybody that actually speaks like that.
Nah, but do you know what's funny though? Like, if you ever meet an old East End gangster,
I know a few, but like, none of them talk like. I mean, they might put on a show for whatever, but like none of
they do like putting on a show though.
Yeah,
they do like putting on a show. I was doing this because it's so funny, because I've been writing comedy, or trying to learn to write comedy. I've been taking a lot more interest, or kind of watching the detail of how people are, and getting the characteristics. And one of the things that I've kind of taken from one of the characters I'm developing is a East End gangster, and they always do this thing where they want to tell you stuff, but they don't want to tell. They never tell you it in plain English. You're just supposed to like guess what they're talking about.
Yeah.
And it always feels like you come into a conversation. It always feels like you're watching a TV series and you've missed the first 2 episodes. You're like, did I miss a sentence? Like, what you? Yeah, nah, mate. Yeah, because he came. You know what's his name, don't you? And like, you can never really say, no, I don't know him. You're just like,
but that's the thing. Talking about people that you don't know, it's like, you know John, don't you?
like, and then if you say no, yeah,
is it important to the story that I do?
the first time, I always say no. I always be like, oh, well, you know, John. No, I don't think so. No, you know, Johnny used to own a shop around Bethnal Green. Oh, yeah. Then I just be like,
Johnny, yeah. Oh, John. Yeah.
Oh, that John, yeah. Because you know what I mean, mate? Because they came up and then, you know what I mean? It had to happen. It really had to happen. So it's not on me, you know what I mean? Like I told him.
And you know what happened to him, didn't you?
He was like,
yes.
Is that a good thing or a bad thing? Like, I don't know what I mean.
You're not in our business, like the music business, without knowing a few of these characters. Like they've legendarily knocked around in like this scene, especially like the London club scene and stuff like that, and the London record label scene and stuff like that. Like, so you don't have to be a gangster to know people like that. And yeah, they love fucking showing off. Like, and that's the thing. Like, I think that you can tell when someone is when someone's a bloke. You know when they're a bit of a boy. And then there's the sound alikes and like the kind of fake versions of that do all sound like a fucking Guy Ritchie film, because you know they're not in that lifestyle at all. They've just appropriated that lifestyle. Like to like, I know plenty of like label bosses and stuff like that whose money has come from somewhere else, that then put themselves out the front as like kind of Jimmy the shit kicker and stuff like that, and give themselves like kind of fake gangster like kind of nicknames and stuff.
And they all knew the craze. They all knew the craze.
Everybody knows the fucking
they
craze.
All knew the craze.
How many nephews has the craze got? Like, how many nephews has the craze? Like, one of them was gay. One of them, like they
both of them.
Have any
both
kids.
of them. I think one on his deathbed, he was like, "Yeah, nah, I was gay as well." Like both of them. Like, yeah, man. I think it's just one of those things. Like we kind of romanticize East End gangsters.
Yeah.
And we demonize everybody else that does the same thing. It's just looked at in a different way. The same way with the mafia, Chicago gangsters was kind of romanticized the way the movies are. But you see people say, "Oh, when I think of gangsters, I think of these guys, and they got all suits on. Not these guys with hoodies on and hats." And it's like, okay, mate, they're doing exactly the same shit. They're all fucking trafficking underage girls in sex workers.
Yeah,
they're all fucking selling drugs to pregnant women. Like, they're all
bringing heroin into the country, like like some of the most evil shit that you can think of. But they're good. They promote community.
It's like you gotta have like I don't know. You kind of got to understand that there's like a real there's real people behind these stories that we tell in it. There's like real shit that goes behind it. There's real evil behind all the things that we big up. We're like, gangsters. And it's
Johnny the Hatchet. Yeah, you put the fucking hatchet through Matey Boy's head. He's a good lad though. What are you talking about? Put a hatchet through someone's head.
But for some reason, we just kind of go, it's cool. I remember when I was a lot younger, and there was a guy who I'm not going to mention his name, but used to live in Stonebridge. And we used to be quite cool because I used to work at Wembley Station at the time. And so what would happen, because everyone would go through, I would either work at Wembley Station, at Wembley Junction, or I would work at Willesden Junction, Wembley Central or Willesden Junction. So bare man would come through there. So after you've worked there for like a couple of months, you get to know certain people. So you would see certain people, and obviously a lot of these guys like wouldn't have tickets or whatever, so they'd just be rolling through, and I'm there in it. So I'm just like, go through in it.
I've seen you at work at Carpenter's Park Station. Yeah.
Go. I don't give a fuck. Go through in it.
Go through. Yeah.
So after a while, certain man would just be like, you kind of get to talk to people. Yeah, how you doing? You good? Yeah, safe. And then you get talking about certain things, whether it be music or, what's his name? Boom, boom, boom. And so anyway, I got talking to this guy, and he would come and he would chill at the station for hours. And he was not I don't want to say a wannabe gangster, a wannabe bad man, but he was somebody who really wanted to be known as a bad man. Like he really wanted to be known as like one of the guys. And so he had beef with somebody and ended up shooting him. Not they weren't dead or anything. I think he shot him in the leg or whatever. And he would literally, after that happened, he would just tell everybody he done that. He would literally that was his thing. Like he'd bring up his shoehorn into conversations about nothing. Like, you know what I mean? Someone would come up and be like, yeah, what time's the train to Euston? Yeah, it's at 3:45. Yeah, man, I had the 4-5 one time. Yeah, and I was like, yo, bro, no. I said the train's at 3:40. Like, chill, like.
You seen the latest episode of Game of Thrones? Yeah, they don't use guns in that, do they? So who does use guns?
This guy.
He's got 2 thumbs and shot someone. This guy.
And he would just go on about all the time, man. And if it's one of them ones, you're like, oh, come on. And I remember him showing me one of his, he used to rap. And he's showing me one of his tracks, and literally the first line was about that shooting. I was just like, all right, mate, come on, man. Calm it down. Let's not do this. But yeah, man, got a lot of gangsters like telling us what they've done.
Yeah.
My favorite gangster is still Dave Courtney. He's my favorite ex-gangster. Do I still talk to him?
Yeah.
I talk to his son. I talked about
because you were chatting to him for a little bit, weren't you? About
man.
Didn't you do like a track for his album and stuff?
Yeah, did like for the soundtrack. I think me, Harry Shotter. Who else was in that, man? Kelly the Rock. Bare people on that. That's how I got. It's actually funny. That's how I got the gig to do the Matt Goss gig was through him. So it's like the most. Really? Yeah. So the most pop thing I've ever done has come through the most gangster person I know. But
yeah. When Bros, weren't they East End boys? Or they South London?
South London, yeah. So when I met him, one of the things he said was like, "Yeah, we're from the same place, man." Like, yeah, all right, safe, man.
I'm sure we covered this before, but have you seen their documentary?
I haven't seen it all the way through, but it is so good. Like the bits I've seen are sick.
It's fucking amazing.
I don't know why that's not bigger.
I don't know why. I don't know why they didn't come out afterwards and like kind of do a press run saying it was parody, because they would now be massive again. Like if that came out and everybody was like, oh, they're those two are like geniuses. The bit where they're talking about conkers outside their old house is possibly one of the funniest things that's been on TV for years. You're just watching it, like we're all fans of The Office and like kind of car crash TV and stuff like that, comedy, and you kind of watch it and go, what the fuck? When he was talking about the lighting on stage and stuff, I'm not going to ruin any of it. If
you don't go watch it, right?
Watching this, you gotta watch it. I can't remember what it's called. I'm sure it's just called Bros or like the documentary or something. Yeah. But it's fucking amazing.
But it's like watching that back, I was like, see, this is the problem. I would feel like in that situation, I didn't really have a time to really like talk to like, I didn't get time to talk to him, talk to anyone else. You know what I mean? It was just like there were so many people around. There was so much press around. There were so many like security handlers. It wasn't like a natural situation. But I think, we would have if we could have had a proper chat, we would have got along a lot better. Or we would have got along full stop. But yeah, man.
I was just thinking about the documentary. Him talking about being the same as a bin man and stuff.
I ain't even watched it all, man. I need to watch it all. I need to watch it like properly. There's bare parts of it that I didn't even see.
Seriously, all I've been doing recently is walking the dog and watching TV. Like I'm so mediated up at the moment.
Yeah.
Like fucking like film after film after film. I might have to go back and rewatch that actually. Like, have you ever seen the Oasis one? The Oasis documentary?
No.
Well, I'm not an Oasis fan at all. Like, I don't even like that genre of music. I generally don't like things with guitars in, to be honest. But like, that is a fucking good documentary.
Have you seen, and a lot of people haven't, and I don't even know where you can see it legally, but have you seen the Scorsese film?
Which one?
It's called, what's it called, man?
What the, yeah. Where he, what's it called? Something and the something.
Yeah.
Where he's the rapper in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is wicked. I need to watch that again because that's absolutely banging. Yeah, what is that called?
Scorsese.
Because it's made by the same bloke as like Dead Man's Shoes and all that kind
of
stuff.
Yeah. It is. Tip of the tongue. Le Donk
something
and Scorsese.
Donk, yeah,
Le Donk and Scorsese.
Yeah.
Trust me, man. Yeah, guys, if you haven't seen that, that's another film we need to see. Because there's little parts in a film, or little parts that just make a film, and there's bits in that. Like, to me, yeah, the whole of People Just Do Nothing, right? It can be encapsulated into one scene where he goes and gets the orange. Like, to me, that's the funniest scene in all series. Like, and it's just like it's just a perfect scene. It's perfectly written. And then in the Duncan Scorsese, there's a scene when he's trying to get power for his keyboard, and it's like, do you know what? You have to watch it, man. Go watch it. And these are the kind of things I want to make. Like, to me, that's the stuff I see, and I'm just like, man, we got so many stories, right? And there's so many things that have happened in my music career that I feel like they would just be funny, just awkward, tragic moments. That
is what I find funny, like awkward, tragic, somewhat slapstick moments. That's the essence of my sense of humor, for sure. Like, anything like that, I love. That's why. I mean, it's fairly obvious to say, but People Just Do Nothing. That's why it works so well. Like, that's why. Just there's one bit at the end when Grinder is staying around Beat's house after he gets chucked out, and it's right at the end of, I think it's even at the end of the credits, where he's sleeping on the couch, and then Craig comes down and starts playing the computer
really loud.
That is one of the best bits of acting you'll ever see on British TV when he wakes up. Did you see they made an American pilot of, like, an American version of it?
Oh shit, no. It's on YouTube.
Yeah. Well, it's kind of and kind of not. Like, I just stumbled across it. It was a guy he'd like kind of pieced together lots of bits and like the cast and like the social media posts and stuff like that. It looked like, in all fairness, you're not going to be able to capture that essence in America of pirate radio, because it just doesn't. It just doesn't happen. Like, there's no scene that can kind of compare to that. But what they did, what it looks like they did, was got some like kind of EDM trap DJs and like and like kind of grouped them together, and they were doing gigs and stuff like that. So in all fairness, it actually looked like it could have worked. It's something that I would have watched for sure. But yeah, I mean, you can't call it People Just Do Nothing. It's not comparable. Not at all. Not in the slightest.
It's like a perfect storm. If you watch the pilots and the old pilots of People Just Do Nothing and the stuff that they used to do before BBC picked them up, you can still see like the essence of it, and you can be like, this is definitely exactly going to work.
When Grinder was Sniper, then it's exactly the same thing. Like, it's the same humor, the same like kind of. I mean, what they put into it when it became like a bigger program was like kind of the pathos of it, like, so kind of you feeling a little bit sorry for everybody involved, like Mish and Steve and stuff like that. But the actual like kind of the essence of it is exactly the same.
One of the things that they.
Sorry, go on.
Yeah, one of the things they did, which I think was really cool, was they said about the two main characters being Beats and Grinder. So when they first had the script, they were like, write down, look at the script. Could you see Grinder saying that, or could you see Beat saying that? And they were like, they could almost say the same stuff. So what they did was really just define the characters more. So then Beats became less aggressive and more submissive, and then Grinder became like the real front man of it and more obnoxious. And it's just like really just those little fine tuning the character that way is what kind of is the difference between you doing your thing and it becoming professional.
Well, the whole essence, like the greatest thing about Beats' character is how subservient he is to to Grinder. Like that's his character. So without that dynamic doesn't work at all. So it's those little things that make all the difference.
There's a girl on. Let me just try and find her name before I mess it up. There's a girl on Twitter who does these sketches, and I look at the stuff that she does, and I'm just like, how would a BBC or somebody not just snatching this girl up, man? She's a Somalian girl, but she is so funny.
What's her name?
You know what? I'll find it later on in the podcast.
Yeah.
But yeah, she's hilarious, and I just think like so many people out there that just have have talent.
Yeah,
and you're like
talent and naturally funny. Like and that's what's great about Instagram, and that's what's kind of been pretty good about the lockdown kind of thing as well. That people are able to like kind of get their humor and their like kind of talent out to people, like more of a captured audience.
Yeah,
there's been some great stuff that's come out of like the kind of little sketches on Instagram and stuff. I mean, they're probably coming out of all the other ones as well, but I don't have any of them, so I don't.
What's his name? What's that guy who does all the comedy songs?
Oh, what's his name? Munya.
Yeah, man, he's hilarious.
he's fucking brilliant. When he does his white Brexit kind of character,
he kills it. He kills it. The Speedy does it. Speedy comes out of it as well, man. This girl is called Anissa Farah.
Sweet.
Anissa Farah. She smashes it. Hold up. Let me hold it to the camera. Nah, you ain't gonna be able to see it. It's too bright. Oh, you got it. You got it.
Anissa.
Bad Mad Lisa. But it's like, I see these kids, man, and they got like so much talent, and it's just like, it's cool in a way, because obviously you can still build your own platform, and you can still, you have these platforms didn't exist before. Like if you were funny and you wanted to make yourself a little sitcom or a sketch show, you could not do it yourself. Whereas now, if you have a phone, you can do it. That's
the whole thing, isn't it? Like, the really famous meme? I can never remember his name, but it's the guy that's going like that. If you don't,
roll safe.
Yeah, roll safe. That's it. Roll safe, mate. Like that was all done as a project. Like that was all done as like his mate had a camera, needed to do like a little project that came out of it, and that's a global viral phenomenon. Have you seen him now?
Yeah, man. Yeah. He's got a few little shows that he does still. He does
still funny as fuck as well.
Yeah, and Enterprise he's got, which is on BBC Three.
Yeah.
So yeah, he's still doing his thing. He actually, so they wanted to carry on doing Roll Safe, innit? They wanted to do the Hood documentary. They wanted to do more seasons of it, and he was like, "Nah, I don't want to do it because I don't want to be typecast as that character."
Yeah, fair enough.
So I thought that was like a real brave thing, because to me, that character had a good 3 more seasons in it.
100%. But that's the thing, like, you don't want to get typecast, because I mean, we could carry on laughing at that for a long time, but basically it's like a one joke thing, isn't it? Like it's the same joke over and over and over again. Like, but if he can use that as a launching board to go on to something else, then wicked.
I don't think the stuff he's done has been as good as that. But at the same time, I think it's cool that he's got to try doing those things.
Yeah.
And he can always go back to Roll Safe whenever he wants. So it's 100%. Not a case of, it's a character's dead. Nah, he can still go back to doing Roll Safe. Roll Safe is always going to be funny. And to be honest, like Roots Maneuver says, later will be greater. The longer you leave it, so for something like that, luckily it's had legs, it stayed funny, it stayed relevant. You can always come back and do it. So
yeah. Talking about Roots Maneuver, he showed back up on Instagram recently.
Okay.
Yeah, like I haven't seen him on there in ages. Like I haven't heard anything from him on social media or anything for ages. So hopefully this might mean new music.
I recently followed his new manager. I can't remember who they are, but I remember seeing they manage Roots Maneuver, and I thought, let me just follow them to see what's going on. Every now and then I try to, whenever I see anyone who has any contact with him, I'll give him a holler. I'll be like, yo, how's he doing? And that kind of stuff. I've heard like crazy things about him. Obviously, everyone knows about his mental health issues and him being sectioned. But then I've heard about him actually being in jail at certain times. I don't know how true that is. Again, it's all gossip, isn't it? Until you,
you never really know until like it's kind of confirmed.
But I don't know if I mentioned this on the podcast. I had a weird one. So when he was on Twitter, I must have. No. He wasn't on Twitter. I just tweeted something about Roots Maneuver's the greatest of all time. Something, you know me. That's what I do.
Yeah.
I like bigging up people.
And it's the truth as well.
He is the boss. Wait, Coyote. That's the name of Roll Safe. Real name. Coyote Iwumi.
Just Roll Safe is just funny by itself as well.
Yeah.
Just that name is funny by itself.
Roll Safe, man. Roll Safe. The fact that he can't even say it is hilarious. But so I was bigging up Roots Maneuver, and then someone messaged me, was like, "Oh, why are you bigging up this woman abuser?" And I was like, "Wait, what? Huh?" And he was like, "You're part of it." I was like, "Part of what? What's going on? I don't know what's going on. Who are you? Why are you messaging me?" She's like, "Oh, he's told you to say this, hasn't he?" I'm like, "What the fuck is going?" I'm like, "So what? You just follow his fans around? Anyone who bigs him up, you just follow him around and like abuse them?" I'm like, "I don't know who you are or what the situation is, but I hope you get the help that you need from whatever's going on." I don't know nothing about that. Like, and in this day and age, I don't even claim to back no person. Like, I don't vouch for anybody.
No.
I like their music. That's as far as it goes, man. If we ever meet and we get cool like that, then it's a whole different thing. But apart from that, I'm just like, I like the person's music. Their home life, their personal life might be fucked. And as long as I don't hear if it's confirmed, then cool, we'll drop them. But
that's the whole point. If it's confirmed, if it goes beyond a kind of, see, anybody could be anybody behind the scenes. Anybody could be doing anything behind the scenes. We could all potentially. I could have fucking 3 bodies in my cupboard here. Who the fuck knows? Like you never. I haven't, but
allegedly,
probably. But the thing is, until that becomes public knowledge, then of course I'm going to listen to that person's music. I mean, there's certain things that I look at. That you've gone a wavy.
Man's switching the lights up. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man. Is that real or is that real lighting?
Yeah.
Sick.
That's how we do it here. But the problem is it's not really working very well because the computer's just trying to do white balance and trying to get back to normal. But it's not really, it didn't really work.
You look like you're an ASAP mob video.
But yeah, sorry, as you were saying.
Yeah, so like until that's confirmed, and I this sounds like pretty loose of me to say it, I'm going to enjoy that person's music and I'm going to, like, if rumors come around and stuff like that, like, you might think twice about it, but there's plenty of people out there who it's been confirmed and I've stopped listening to their music, stopped supporting them, won't buy their stuff anymore. If one of their tracks comes up or a verse of theirs comes up on a random shuffle on Spotify or something like that, I'm not going to instantly turn it off and get offended. But there's certain things that can't be excused. Like, there's a few things that can't be excused. One of them is beating up women. Another one being a paedophile. There's things like that. And then there's things that can kind of be excused if someone's being a bit stupid. If someone like kind of got in a fight or said something really fucking dumb and didn't really like kind of understand what they were talking about. There's stuff like that. But there's a level of, I mean, I don't like to think I cancel anybody. I just like stay away from it, and I'm not gonna shout about my dislike for them on social media or anything like that.
There is there's something to say about allowing people to apologize.
Exactly.
And I'm a kind of person that even if no matter how bad the thing is, as long as it's not illegal, if someone apologizes, like you say in this day and age, you say something that's not cool, and you say, "Nah, do you know what? I was wrong for that." There's 2 things I'm always cool with. I'm always cool with people going, "All right, I'm cool with you," and I'm also cool with people going, "I don't accept your apology. You're still cancelled." That's cool as well. It's like it's up to you how you want to take it. There's a guy who, for some reason, we've been following each other for time. I don't know. Like, then again, I don't know when I followed this person. And they said something the other day, and they made a comment, but it was kind of like comment. And I was like, okay. I don't know how to take this. And normally I would just kind of let it go. But I thought, let me check this person's page. So I checked this person's page and there was a whole bunch of racist stuff on there. And I was just like, wait, what? And so I did the post that I did yesterday about this person. Not going to mention their name.
A well-known person?
Nah, not well-known. They got like over 100,000 Twitter followers, but they're all fake. So it's one of them ones. I think he's from up Northampton or somewhere. I had people sending me his address and everything. It's funny. But and everyone's like, he's a troll. And I'm like, okay, you're a troll. That's what you like doing. So you're doing the racist thing. But you're gonna get, if you're ever outside and someone catches you, like you're gonna have to pay for that. Like you're gonna have to.
This whole he's a troll. I'm a troll. Or don't worry about what I'm saying. You said it. Like it's there. It's reality that you said something. Whether you meant it or not, it doesn't matter. The context doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. You said something that's offensive. It doesn't matter if you're a troll. That's not an excuse. You can't go and burgle someone's house, then come out with their TV and go, actually, yeah, I was a troll. It's a troll move. So I throw my hands up. It doesn't work like that. So being a troll is not an excuse. Being a troll is probably worse for me than if someone said something
that they actually believe in.
That they believe in, or they say something that they're not quite fully educated on. They speak out of turn, and then they go, "Okay, cool." Afterwards, being a troll is 10 times worse. Or not understanding the situation, being a troll is 10 times worse. Or saying something that you actually believe in and you've got conviction in. I might not agree with it, but being a troll is 10 times worse.
Yeah, and this person is. We had a lot of mutual friends as well. This person's in the music industry. Or has embedded themselves in the music industry, and there's a lot of people like that.
In the hip hop music industry, in the black music industry,
in the black music, but he was doing dubstep and stuff like that. So he had posted. You remember that? So you know that guy who had posted bare racist stuff and then got found out, lost his job. He was a football manager from a little team, whatever. So he had reposted that, laughing about it, saying, "Oh look, now Black Lives Matter are getting all upset about this." So that in itself, I'm like, well, who is Black Lives Matter? Like, what you mean is black people are getting offended over someone being racist.
Yeah.
So you're not even, you're really not even expressing yourself correctly. But the fact that you think that's a joke shows that we're just on different pages. And so I was going at him, but then everyone was inboxing me like, nah, he's a troll. Don't even feed into it. So I was just like, all right, cool. Let's just hope we see his name on a flyer somewhere, and then we can have a
Did he say something to you then?
No, he didn't. He didn't get a chance to, because I blocked him after that. He wouldn't come back online. I was messaging him bare, but he weren't. The thing he said to me wasn't offensive. The thing he said to me was just stupid. But it was like,
is he still on Twitter? I've got to look at it now.
Yeah, he's on Twitter, but I don't know if you'll find it on my page because I blocked him, so I don't know if it will come up. Like, the thing he said to me, it was like one of them ones where it was like, what are you? It was kind of like a pro-police tweet, and I was just like, okay, it's a bit weird. But like, I'm not always against people that are pro-police, because I have a lot of police that follow me that are, you know what I mean, they're pro-police, and they have
something I commented on yesterday?
I don't even know.
It doesn't matter. It's boring me trying to dissect it. But I saw. Maybe it's on Marcus Rashford's thing. I can't remember. But I saw someone say...
I saw you post that. I just liked your post on that.
Yeah. There was... I don't know. Like, I went through the Marcus Rashford stuff, and there's so many fucking idiots. Like, I'm so over social media, man. Like, I'm so over it. Like, every fucking moron has a voice. Like,
do you know what's the worst? Football Twitter. Like, football Twitter are the worst. Like, they're just the worst humans. And there's a lot of people who like football that aren't football Twitter, so don't get it twisted. But the ones who are just like, literally, all we're only here for is football. For some reason, their political stances, whenever they have whenever they want to say anything political, it's always just the worst kind of disgusting stuff, man.
It is.
But yeah,
it's like the American basketball thing, where it's like, shut up, black boy, and play. Like, that's usually what it boils down to.
Yeah.
Like, and that's like kind of, that's what I hate the most. Like, if say Marcus Rashford, I didn't watch the match, but Marcus Rashford had didn't have the best game in the world yesterday. Basically, it's a fucking football game. So he got abused. But I was looking at the tweets. I was looking at the replies to the tweets that he got, and these old racist tropes about black players being lazy, all this kind of what the fuck? And then I looked underneath, and there's no point even talking about this, but there was all bananas and monkey faces and stuff like that. And it's why am I why do this exists? I know this exists, right? I know I like football. I'm not a massive football fan, but I see it on Twitter all the time. Why do I need to get angry by this? Because I know it exists. I sent a positive. I didn't get into any of those. I sent a really positive tweet to Marcus. Let him see it. Doesn't matter. But why do I need to be on social media anymore to have this stuff? I can have real conversations with people and actually kind of express myself in real life and have opinions on things. I'm so fucking sick of social media when it comes to stuff like this, because every fucking toxic little moron has a voice and thinks they've got a right to be a piece of shit.
I think part of the problem as well is the fact that, like you said, someone can post that kind of stuff and Twitter is so slow to do anything about it. And whenever we talk about, you shouldn't be able to be online anonymously. People start talking about, oh, look, this is the Thought Police. It's 1984. People who who've never read Orwell don't understand what they're talking about.
They did I literally have no idea what they're talking about at all.
And then at the same time, it's well, if you don't want us to do that, then stop being a cunt, man.
Yeah, exactly.
Everything we talk about with these everything you hate, there's a reason it's there, it exists. It's because you were a cunt, so we had to do these things. We have to keep putting measures in place to police you because you don't know how to behave yourself like a decent human being. And now you're upset at the measures that are put in place to keep you from behaving like I don't even want to say animal because we like animals.
Yeah, animals are wicked.
To stop you from behaving like a demon. So it's just that basic understanding, or them not understanding that at such a basic level. Please, mate, just behave yourself. Then we don't have to do that.
Or them countering that with freedom of speech. Big Brother's watching and stuff like that. And it seems to be this cylindrical fucking argument that's going around that you're a cunt, you've been a cunt, I'm going to call you a cunt. Eventually the organization or the platform that you're on is going to go, you're a cunt, you're not allowed here anymore. Oh no, freedom of speech. I should be allowed to say whatever I want. No, you shouldn't be allowed to say whatever you want. Oh, you're treading on my rights. And it just keeps going on.
You shouldn't have rights.
Exactly.
You shouldn't have rights.
What rights? What kind of rights allow you to be a racist piece of shit?
Yeah.
What rights allow you to form mobs and attack black, gay, female figures in this world, or white male figures who don't align with what you want out of kind of the social media? What gives you the right to do that? There's no right. There's not human rights. It's not freedom of speech. And it's the basic misunderstanding of they have, and like you say, talking about Orwell and stuff like that, 1984, when none of them have even read the fucking book. That's like I've forgotten his name, Lowell Fox. I haven't been on him this week. I haven't been on him for the last 2 weeks. Him quoting Martin Luther King. What gives you the right? You don't understand the quote that you're putting out there into the world. You're fitting this quote around. It was I can't even remember what the quote was. It was misquoted anyway.
Yeah.
It was about how white people white people aren't oppressing black people are oppressing themselves because they consider themselves second-class citizens to white people, and blah blah blah, and stupid shit like that. There was something that was completely out of context, and he's using that to solidify his idea that the BBC is giving more like kind of roles, and Hollywood are giving more roles to black actors than they are to white actors, to kind of readdress some kind of balance. But what that actually represents is a redressing of the balance, of the imbalance that was already there
in the first place.
So like, it's a never-ending fucking cycle of like, this is happening, I'm offended at this. You're okay. You're a dick because you said that. Now you can't say that. Now my freedom is being erased, and it's just like, fucking stop. I just want to get off this ride now, to be honest.
I had a conversation with my cousin, and he was like complaining how women are being given roles in the he works in movies, and he was complaining how women are being given roles over men, and some of them aren't qualified enough to be given the role, and blah blah blah. And I was saying his thing is it shouldn't be that way. And I was like, see, this is the problem though, because you were kind of happy when what happened was when the Black Lives Matter movement started popping over here. So last June, July, what a lot of the companies were doing, they were like, well, if we can find black people that are qualified, let's get them into roles. So he got some jobs from that. He was happy enough with that, because again, he's qualified to do the job. He's sick at his job, whatever. His thing was, but the women, some of them aren't. They shouldn't be given jobs over men if they're not
as actors.
This is behind the camera stuff. So this is like focus pullers, camera assistants, that kind of stuff, all that kind of stuff. And at the end of the argument, my thing was, then you should have been cunts in the first place. Like literally, if you don't like what it is now, when what you should have done at the beginning was giving them the jobs that they deserved instead of
100%
bringing them back.
Then you wouldn't be faced with this idea that you've got in your head of what you consider to be tokenism. Because if there was a space for these women to be there in the first place, then they would have the experience, then they would have the work experience to be able to fulfill that part without you having to make the effort over it, like, and without you having to get annoyed about it. Like, I don't know, like there's levels to everything, and you've got to try and like kind of view the world from not just your own personal kind of understanding of it, even if it's uncomfortable for you. Like, there's like the idea of tokenism, right? I'm uncomfortable with the idea of tokenism just purely because I don't think it does anybody any favors, but at the same time, there has to be that process of that happening a little bit for people to get their chance to be able to gain on the job experience, for someone to be able to say, okay, we have got black members of the board, or we've got black managers, or we've got gay managers, or and it sounds like I'm trying to like pull gay, black, female, all of that into one pot, which is terrible, which isn't the point at all. But the point is, we have a patriarchy of mostly white men in pretty much all positions of power that fulfill every kind of position that there is, because it's the white men that are interviewing them, that are getting the experience and blah, 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 and putting these people in the positions. Now that is going to feel like some kind of misbalance once like kind of you're in your job and you maybe didn't get that job because a woman got it, and and you think, oh, did she only get it because she was a woman? Oh fuck, like there's like there's a very uneasy kind of situation happening at the moment.
I understand that, especially on a personal level, because when we talk about it like whether it be sector wide. So sector wide, if you say right, listen, 10 people have applied for this job. We have a diversity quota to fill. So the person we're going to choose is the black woman, obviously, because we have a diversity quota to fill. Cool. Okay. So everyone else on the outside, we go, all right, cool. Was everyone equally qualified? Yeah. All right, cool, whatever. But if you're the person who didn't get picked, and that's the reason you didn't get picked, yes, you're going to be upset. Yeah. But what you need to remember is the situation was fucked up in the first place, and you weren't upset about that. So don't start crying now. Unless you're going to cry then when it was fucked up, don't start crying now. fix some shit before you start complaining about some shit, because the situation it's not a new situation. This isn't new. This didn't just happen. This has been happening for a while, and you didn't care then. So then you can't pretend to care now.
So why do you care now? Because it affects you.
There we go.
Because it's actually come to your doorstep now, and that's the issue. That's the only issue that these people have got, is the fact that it's on their doorstep. Like,
because if you way back before you were there going, yo, this ain't right, we need to change this shit. When it came time for you to go for your job, there wouldn't be no diversity quota, because that shit wouldn't even exist. It would be like, yo, everyone's here, everyone's had a fair chance to get to this spot. We're good now. Let's go. I think
that's the whole point. The fact that there is a fucking diversity quota shows that there's a massive issue there in the first place.
Yeah,
like that, and that's the issue, really. Like the fact that there has to be a diversity quota, the fact that there has to be a Black History Month, the fact that all of these things have to happen as like an effect to the status quo that we already have. Shows that there's a fucking problem.
It's mad, but I think like part of the bit that it's really tiring talking about. I did a live Instagram post, live IG yesterday. You can go check that out if you want. But I kind of go a bit more in depth into this, and it is really tiresome talking about. But once again, on the bright side, progression always moves in the correct direction. So you're going to see certain pushback, and this is why you're seeing a lot of pushback, because we're really what happened was after the civil rights movement, we got to a certain level, especially in America. We got to a certain level, and American culture really dictates kind of universal culture, global culture, especially when it comes to the image of what Black people are and what Black people do. So after the civil rights movement, we kind of got to a comfortable space where we were like, okay, cool. We got up to a few steps, and we were cool on those steps for a little bit. And everyone was like, okay, everyone, we good? We're at the top of the steps, but you lot are in the middle, you lot good there? And everyone for a minute was like, okay, cool, kind of. But we're not at the top yet. So this is just another step. And you see it almost every decade. You have a situation where the oppressed people go, yo, shit ain't fair. It's still not fair. And then you have a pushback saying, well, it's better than it was. Okay, cool. Yeah, it's better than it was. But I'm still not at the top of the stairs yet. Like, don't tell me it's better than it was until I'm at the top with you. Then we can see. Part of the problem we have is the fact that whenever there's so much that gets done behind the scenes trying to stop Black people from doing things. And my thing is, if we weren't powerful, you wouldn't be trying to stop us. Yeah. If we weren't a threat, you wouldn't be trying to stop us. You'd be like, yeah, no, let's do your thing. That's cool. And more we see allies in power, in positions of power. We see more Black people in positions of power that then address that balance. And to be fair, a lot of that happens behind closed doors without any big fanfare. It just happens. People because capitalism, even though capitalism in itself has a lot of racist qualities to it, but the market is also the market. So what happens is, a really good example is sports, actually. Sports is a really good example. So you have a situation where Black people aren't allowed to be in certain sports. So it's segregated. We're not allowed in it. The moment you take away that barrier, it almost flips totally the other way, because these people were just the best for the job. That's just the way it was. The people in charge didn't really care to stop Black people moving up, because they just want the best players. They want to win games. And when it comes to these companies want to make money. So whoever's the best, that's who they're going for. That's why you keep seeing if you look at the way things have changed over the last decade, people moving into positions of power, because the money talks, innit? It's only really the lower class that have a problem with how that looks, because of what they're told, and because the education level is way different. So
their position of power, they're speaking from their white privilege, and whether they accept or deny their white privilege is still the only thing that gives them a power in any state, in any situation. And that's like, like when you get people who say things like, "Oh yeah, white privilege doesn't exist." Look at Obama. Look at Michael Jordan. Look at Kanye West and stuff.
And
like
I'm
that.
white, and I'm still poor.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
No, you just haven't understood. You just haven't understood the concept. You just haven't understood what we're talking about. Lawrence Fox is a classic example of that. This is someone who went to Harrow. Yeah. Harrow's 30
Did he go to Harrow?
He went to Harrow. You're kicked out for bullying. 30 grand a term. You know what I mean? 36 grand.
I'd have liked to have gone to the gates of Harrow and like waited for him to come out and bullied him, the little cunt. Just give him a few fucking slaps.
But you see, like the disconnect from reality, because you're in a position that you should never have been in.
No.
And you don't even understand what you're fighting against. And again, this is why I say football Twitter is the worst, because the problem is you're dealing with quite complex issues, and you've only just learned about them. You only just learned what the words critical thinking.
Yeah.
What's the other one they like throwing about? Dunning-Kruger theory. What's the other one? Marxism. Like you only learn that in 2020. So you're literally
what people consider to be Marxism. Like it fucking blows my mind.
But again, it sounds cool because the person who told them, they thought he was really smart. So they're talking to us like we're like, bro, we've been doing this since we were born. We've been understanding the situations and the society we lived in. Like you're coming at it the wrong way. Your understanding is classic example. Someone put the other day, someone tweeted, if your music is about your race, then what are you? You're a racist. And it's just like, that is it in a nutshell. You represent all of them because you don't understand anything about what you're talking about. So that's why you're angry. You're angry because
someone said that to you.
Nah, they said it to Funk Butcher, actually. I think they said it to him, but they said it about him. Right. It's just like, all right, bro. Like you're really not understanding the concepts that we're talking about. And so what you have is the majority of the people that are fighting against these that are fighting for what they think is right. In their heads, it kind of is right, only you've just been told the wrong thing.
Yeah.
Whereas the way the world moves, it just moves in a totally different way, which is why, like I say all the time, when I'm in these meetings, talking to police officers, talking to councillors, talking to different boroughs, those people are never in the meetings. We can stand up in the meetings and say Black Lives Matter. We can talk about how we move things forward. We can talk about what legislation, we can talk about what gets put in place. These people on the outside can never do that. They're never allowed in these circles because what you're coming with is you're not talking sense. And everyone inside, we don't even really have time to really, we're just, you know what I mean? It's a Marxist okay, mate, you can't even come in the room because we're doing something over here. We're working here. We're working. We're working, kids. Sit down. So to me, in the real world, that's cool.
Yeah.
But online, it looks mad different. It looks mad different. But
I mean, there's a lot of concepts, a lot of like kind of life changes, maybe that people are seeing in 2020 and now into 2021 that they've never had to look at before. Like white people have never actually had to see themselves as a race before. No. They've never even had to consider themselves as a race. Like whiteness it has never been a race before. It's just been whiteness, dominance, and to think that your whiteness is being challenged, or you think your whiteness is being challenged because people who have had to look at their race and the color of their skin absolutely every single day since they've been born, and are now talking about it because they've got a voice, to consider that as being some kind of challenge to you as a person. That's what they're taking it on as, and grasping at these ideas of like things like Marxism and things like that. Yeah. Like if you actually read anything about Marxism, Like I'm not going to get into it on here, but like, this is the uncomfortable, as you were saying, like that kind of taking that next step up in progression.
Yeah.
That you've got people who have never had to like kind of deal with these concepts before, having them thrown at them. Like it's the same when, and again, I'm not trying to relate like kind of gay rights to anything else, but like when gay people are on the TV, it's like, well, they're throwing it in my face, they're rubbing it in my face. Like, it's just a gay guy on TV, and you've never had to deal with that before. So you think there's a challenge to the way you live your life, or your core ethics, or whatever. If you like, it never would have been a problem before. Like, stay over there in your corner. We know that gay people exist. But as soon as there's a gay presenter on TV, or as soon as there's someone like something that just kind of falls just outside their bubble, they've never had to. And that's the thing. Like most straight people have never had to think about their sexuality or question anything about their sexuality. Gender, you've never had to think about your own gender. Most white people, they're white. They're either a man or a woman, and they're straight. So they've never had to think about these concepts before. And like having like conflicting, not even conflicting, like different.
Being like, that someone is different from you offends
someone's
you.
Different.
It offends them. Like they're like,
offends them.
Wait, what? Someone's different.
A man using a woman's bathroom.
You know what's really funny?
Fucking shitting me.
Do you know when there was that Brexit march and Jon Snow from Channel 4 said, never has there been so many white people in one place before. You know how many complaints he got? They got so many complaints just being called white people. That was offensive. You know how many times we called a black person like that? It's not even a thing, but to be called white people, that was like, oh my God. The Karens and the Gammons went mad because it's like...
Well, that was the thing with fucking Lawrence Fox. I don't mean to keep bringing this cunt up. Like, I'm not obsessed with him, I promise. But like, that was the thing with him on Newsnight, where someone called him a privileged white man, and he was like, "That's racism." It's
no,
like,
it's not racism.
It's
you're a white man. What the fuck is wrong with you?
You're privileged,
fucking pussy,
and you're white. And you're a man. They're 3 facts. That's why he lost his mind over.
But they're the same. He's the same person who will then go and tweet and be like, "Oh, yeah, you can't say blackballed anymore because it's racist." Like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, everything that comes out your mouth is lies. And like I say all the time, if you have to lie, then you know you're wrong, innit? Like, it's a mad situation. It's like every day it gets more crazy, but you kind of just have to really stay based in reality. And also as well, I say this a lot, not give credence or power to those people.
No,
because a lot of times what will happen is someone will say something. This happens on both sides. I remember when there was a black woman who said that right, that Cocoa Pops were racist because there was a monkey on it. So like, I think I mentioned this already. This. Yeah. Like, so there's like, you know what I mean? Like there's people, so she'll say that, the news will then report it and go, oh, a black woman has said that this is racist. And then white people lose their mind. Go, oh my God, I can't believe they're saying that. We ain't saying shit. I'm eating my Cocoa Pops fucking and enjoying them, and big up fucking what is his name? Coco the monkey, whatever.
Just Coco the monkey, innit?
Big up my man, you get me? Like what? That has nothing to do with black people. He's not a black
Coco
person.
the monkey's been on his grind since day though, isn't he? Like he's been around for a while.
He's been putting in work, man. He's been putting in that fucking work. Like put some respect on his name.
I saw a thing.
And Snapcracker and Pop. Shout out him, man.
Yeah, Snapcracker and Tony the Tiger.
Man. Tony been doing his thing.
Tony's still about. It's the Sugar Puff man that kind of got his fucking got deaded out, man, because he's Sugar Puffs. Because no one wants to like put sugar in like in the name of stuff anymore. So I don't know. Is he still the Puff man? I don't know. He can't really be called the Puff man because like, we used to have a Puff man at college and he used to come around and sell us all Puff. Imagine putting a Puff man on the front of cereal and it's just some bloke called Dave.
That marketing team.
like 35 years old, like real loser. Just going selling Puff to like 18-year-olds.
that marketing team, man, they dropped the ball on that, man. I used to like Sugar Puffs, man.
Sugar Puffs are wicked. Crunchy Nut Cornflakes. I've always been an old soul, man. Like, but Crunchy Nut Cornflakes were marketed as some kind of like adult cereal, but they were just as full of sugar. Like
what's the peep show phrase he says about honey nut cornflakes are just cornflakes of people that can't deal with real life. and then like Frosties are for cunts or something. Like, I need to find the phrase. It's fucking hilarious and true and very true.
They did an American one, a peep show as well, didn't they?
Serious?
Yeah.
Oh shit!
I think they actually did. I've never watched any of them, but I think they actually did like a full first series, or definitely like there was 100% like a pilot and a couple of other episodes.
Mitchell and Webb on some genius. Have you been watching them back?
Back, nah. What's
you
that?
Need to watch back. It's on Channel 4.
All right.
Starring Mitchell and Webb.
All right, sorted. I never watch any terrestrial TV at all anymore. Like my sister telling me to watch it. Students are telling me to watch stuff. Like I never watch any. I've got the apps on the TV.
No, the apps. That's what I watch. I don't watch normal.
Yeah.
I don't have a. Wait, do you even need a fucking? I have Sky, but I don't never turn it on. Man. It's on the app, man. You can just watch it all. Back is fucking hilarious.
All right, I'll watch it. It's on the list then.
Yeah, I need to go back and watch Peep Show as well, man. That's untouchable
brilliant.
TV.
It was one of the ones, I haven't done it in a little while actually. I'll have to put it back into rotation, but it's one of the ones that I used to fall asleep to all the time.
Yeah.
Like Seinfeld, The Office, Peep Show, Phone Shop. But I mean, I had to stop watching because it was so fucking funny.
Why did they stop Phone Shop, man?
I don't know. It's fucking amazing. Newman is just.
That's what, because you know the boss, the boss on
he's brilliant.
Him. I'm like, he's kind of like, he would be perfect in the superstore manager role.
Yeah,
like
100%.
He would kill that, man.
Mate, Glenn on there is that bit that I sent you, that little clip that I sent you, where he's like, "You're not the president of bikes."
I need to catch up with that, man. Because I was like, do you know what?
Season.
I think like this is the problem with me. Yeah, I have a problem with kind of like if the first couple of episodes don't really kill it, I'm like off it. Because I've seen first episodes like Atlanta, where you're from the first episode is cold.
I'm ashamed to say I haven't watched Atlanta yet. I don't know what my problem is.
You need to watch that. That might be like one of the best shows. Like it's up there. That might be a top 10 show. Like
I don't know what I keep getting to it and then thinking, no, I'm going to save that for when I've got like a day off or something like that. Yep. And I just never get around to it.
This is what I do, yeah. So I'll put a list of films that I really want to watch and be like, yeah, I'm gonna watch that. But then I'll be like, no, I don't want to get into that now because I'm gonna go in bed soon, and I'll literally just watch something I've watched 1,000 times already.
Same here. It's exactly what I do. I'll watch Captain America, Winter Soldier for the fucking 45th time.
Mine is Age of Ultron. I don't know why.
Age of Ultron's wicked though. It's not one of the big ones, but Age of Ultron it's got so much in it. It's got so much that leads on to everything else.
Yeah, I think the reason why like Age of Ultron and Civil War, I think the reason why I like those so much is because they're kind of different versions of the comics. Yeah. So it's kind of
Civil War is I until like the Infinity like kind of saga came around.
Yeah.
Civil War is my favorite, 100%.
I'll give you that.
Yeah. I can't believe that I actually love the Captain America films. Like the Winter Soldier and Civil War are like two of my favorites. Like the first Captain America one was all right, but I've never liked Captain America. I've never been a Captain America fan.
He's my favorite character, man.
Yeah,
Captain America is my favorite character.
He is in the films, not in the comic. I don't think. Like I don't know. Like I don't like goody two shoes characters. I like a bit like. It's why Batman is my favorite of all time.
See, I think in the Marvel universe, I think Thor and Captain America, they're like the ones that really grew on me.
Yeah, 100%.
And I think after, in Infinity War, in the last one, like Thor was my favorite. Fat Thor. Yeah. That was that was it, man. That's when, for me, he just became the best character, the most well-rounded out character.
Yeah.
The scene when he's talking to his mum, that shit to this day. Every now and then, I'll just go back to that scene and just be thinking about it. Like, Nah, man. Like it was
The bit
deep.
where Hulk and them go to visit him in New Asgard, and he has like his little, like, you hadn't seen that from Thor at all.
Nah,
like
man.
the emotional vulnerability of him, because even at the beginning of like kind of Infinity War, like he like he was at the beginning of Endgame, should I say, like he was brooding and all that kind of stuff, but he was still Thor, he was still a hard man, and he was giving himself a hard time. But after that is when he became like a bit more vulnerable, like when he was talking to his mum and stuff like that. Yeah, no, he's a proper. And then at the end, I watched the battle scene probably twice a week. Like the last battle scene. If I've got nothing else to watch, I just go to. It's like a fucking hour long as well. Like it's like a film by itself. But you know when Thanos first gets there and he's blown up like the Avengers base and stuff like that, and they all kind of go outside and it's like, what's he doing? And he's like, and then they say, oh, it's a trap. And then Thor does the like that, and he gets shot. It's giving me goosebumps now, and he's got like braids in his beard and stuff. I was like, yes, Thor.
Hey, that scene and the scene where Captain America picks up the hammer, that's just wild. That is just.
I went to the midnight show of that at Luton, and it was basically me. And like I was really, really desperate to stay awake. I was like, if it gets past 11 o'clock, I'm dead out to the world. Like I could be sitting on the couch till like 3 o'clock in the morning, but I'm sitting there dead out. Like, so like these lads came sat next to me, and they're all giving out Pro Plus. Like, and he went to me like that, and I went, yeah, go on then, yeah. And I'd had a couple of them, mate. When that happened, and these are all like. If you wouldn't have known, they would be like kind of, you know, I don't want to say roadmen, like, but you know, like kind of the boys.
Mandem was in there.
It's the Mandem, yeah, it's the Mandem.
Deep.
So like, yeah, exactly. There was probably 15 of them all come to see, like, and it was wicked. I was sitting there with them, and we're laughing and joking and stuff like that. And when that point hit, like when he picked up when the hammer came to him, when Mjolnir came to him, the lad that was sitting next to me grabbed me like that. And he's like, yeah! I mean, it was kind of Pro Plus inspired for sure, but like he was getting me like that. I was like, fucking yes! Like the entire cinema, man. It's fucking wicked.
That was a moment, man. That's a moment. That's a moment. Well, I ain't got to tell my kids because they see me react to it, but it's a watch for your grandkids moment. Like
that when he does that,
crazy.
Like that
was crazy, and the camera just comes back. You're just like, no,
I'm gonna watch it.
I knew
it. Soon as this is done, I'm gonna go watch it.
It's killer, man. So while we're on the subject, we haven't spoke about this week's WandaVision, have we?
Nah.
Oh, we did it. We spoke about it on online, the group chat.
WhatsApp.
We haven't spoken about it. Yeah, man. It was a really good.
This is what you wanted. This is exactly what you wanted to pull. Like this is literally what you described a few weeks ago, to pull like all the threads together and make it make sense. Like when I'm not going to say that I knew exactly what was going on, but like when I heard the radio come in a couple of times, I was like, yeah, this is there's something on the outside. Yeah. They're trying to communicate with her. She's either being held captive or she's holding everybody else captive. And that's what, and it kind of all pulls all the threads together. It's fucking wicked, man.
Crazy.
Love it.
I love the fact how they brought in what's her name?
Jane Foster's assistant.
Yeah.
But they brought in I can't remember her name.
Dana.
The girl from Two Broke Girls.
Yeah. And an FBI agent.
And the FBI agent from Ant-Man. Yeah.
Sick. Like that, to me, it was just like, yes, okay, like we're legit in this.
We're in the MCU now for sure.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
And also as well, I feel like the way that they're patterning this up is really going to be an important part of the next phase.
100%. I reckon they're setting up Wanda to be the baddie.
Yeah, a lot of people are saying that.
Yeah.
People are saying that. So that could definitely work, but it's very well made. I love the pacing, and also as well, this is what I love. Yeah, when I'm a simple person to please when it comes to storytelling. All you need to do, is do a whole bunch of stuff and then at the end bring it all together. And I'm oh shit, I knew
it's
that
the essence
shit.
of it, isn't it?
Yeah,
that is storytelling.
That's all. To me, that's how you get me. Which is why I fucking love the haunting at Hill House. All that shit, Blind Manor. I love that kind of stuff because what it does as well, it goes from episode 1. You're like, I need to pay attention because they're showing me stuff. Same with The Servant. I need to pay attention because they're showing me stuff. It's all gonna come back full circle. That's all to me. That's all I need. And so when they started breaking it down, I was just like, yeah.
I love the way they did that. Like broke it all down, like broke down every single bit, even down to the drone and all that kind of stuff.
The guy with the bees. It's like, oh, she made it look like he had a bee suit on because he had a space suit on.
Do you know how impactful that was? You know when his lead, like his tether, got taken off and it went into like this red and blue kind of thing. Just is such a simple effect, but it just made me go like that. It was fucking wicked. Like the whole thing is so good, man. I love the fact that they're getting this Marvel stuff right now by connecting it to the MCU. It has to be done this way, like it, because there's so many good, like Punisher was fucking wicked, Daredevil was wicked, Luke Cage was wicked, what's her name?
Jessica Jones.
Jessica Jones was fucking banging.
I still didn't watch the last series, actually.
Jessica Jones is wicked. Iron Fist was shitbag. Like, but it was so fucking rubbish.
And Defenders was crap as well.
Yeah, Defenders just wasn't it. It was like getting an album from like I don't know, DJ Premier, Nas, the RZA, and like Ghostface Killer, and just going.
Didn't work.
It was like the Woo Block album. Put it that way. But now with even if they're just super minor characters like the FBI agent and what's her name from like Jane Foster's assistant.
Yeah.
I can't tell you how happy that made me. I mean, I'm an emotional wreck sitting at home all the time now. So it's like my emotion meter is all over the place. Like stuff that wouldn't usually make me happy makes me super fucking happy. But that just meant so much. Like it had so much impact, and I was like, yes, this is exactly what I wanted out of this series.
Also, they managed to keep the tone of the characters as well. So even with different writers, you've got a very similar tone up for the characters. So the characters are the characters. They haven't changed 100%. Or anything. The direction, even though it you can tell the tone of directions change a little bit, but it really fits with what they were doing. So there's none of it that's made me go, nah, it don't look like the money's there. And I think that's always was the problem with Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. because Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. doesn't feel like the money. I mean, obviously it's not. No. It's a TV show. But with this, it's kind of like, okay, cool. And it can be done because if you watch Agent Carter, Agent Carter is cold. It seems like even without the budget, they just kept the tone correct. They made it look correct. So it feels like it fits in with Captain America.
Like arguably, Agent Carter is the first one that's properly fitting in. I mean, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. kind of did and kind of didn't, but because of the nature, because it was happening like not at the same time as the major MCU films, you can kind of say that fits into the narrative of the MCU. But I don't know why I think they cancelled Agent Carter, didn't they?
Yeah, they did, man. After 3 series or 2 series.
Ridiculous. It's fucking great.
Yeah, they shouldn't have done that. Like, no. It had a lot of legs. But then 100%. I guess if you think how far budgets have to be put through, they were probably thinking, all right, we got this Disney move coming soon. So you know what I mean, TV shows ain't gonna be it. Because they did cancel everything. Everything got cancelled. So,
everything got cancelled,
We'll see,
man, because Luke Cage had legs, man. Like Luke Cage was just at the beginning of his sprint, man. I'm gutted about that, but
I'm sure that will come back. I feel like a lot of the stuff is gonna go back to Disney.
Yeah,
there's
Punisher
no reason
as well.
For it not. Punisher was cold,
fucking amazing.
Yeah, Punisher, Daredevil.
Yeah,
sick. Luke Cage actually was probably season 2, probably one of the weakest out of those. But Luke Cage season 1 was sick.
Luke
Luke
Cage
Cage
season
season
one,
2 wasn't.
season the actual like kind of run on season 2 wasn't that brilliant, but the end was fucking amazing.
Yeah.
Like the last episode was brilliant,
Mm.
where he basically became like the kind of the head of Harlem.
Yeah, they got to. Yeah, they can't just end it there, man. They got.
No.
They I guess whoever has the rights to those characters will use them. I'm looking forward to seeing the X-Men get.
Yeah.
I really want to see Fantastic Four.
I just want to see Doctor
Done.
Doom. Like I want to see like Doctor Doom done
properly.
justice.
Jesus, imagine that. Yeah. Like Marvel style.
He's like Scarlet Witch and Thor put together. Like he's a demigod with the magical powers of Scarlet Witch. He's as powerful as Doctor Strange. Like, and if all of that can kind of be brought together and not have this weak fucking story around him being like some kind of immigrant who gets hit by a meteor and stuff like that. Like he isn't what they made him, like a businessman who's from another country and He's one of the most powerful sorcerers in the entire universe. Like his mother was kidnapped by death. He fought death. Like he's a major player. Like, so if they can do that, something like kind of akin to that or aligned with that in the MCU, it'd be fucking amazing. I mean, they did it with that. Like they told Thanos' full story. I mean, how could they not? But when you're in a universe that is as small as what the Fantastic Four universes was in those original movies, then it's always has to be like kind of reduced down. But they've created this like expansive universe now where anyone can come from anywhere and actually have their true version of their story told. So I think Doctor Doom, fucking amazing.
It would be sick. I guess they need to figure out what Marvel do a really good job of finding the right actors.
Yeah.
So it'd have to be like once you get the right actor, then another thing that Marvel really do really well is they find an actor who already has those character traits of that character.
Yeah.
And so it always goes well. So you look at Robert Downey Jr. He's already got that kind of Tony Stark swagger.
Yeah.
You look at somebody like Loki. Like Loki's got that kind of snarky vibe already. Like all of them, anyone you can think of, they when it comes to casting, they're just really good at it.
Yeah, they're so on point. So on point. So did you see they've said that Black Panther is just not going to be recast. They're not going to recast Black Panther.
Okay.
Which I don't know. I kind of think it's a bit of a mistake.
Hanging up the jersey. But what? So there's not going to be a Black Panther at all?
That they said they're not going to recast Black Panther in the MCU.
But that doesn't mean that they're not going to recast. There won't be a version of Black Panther.
I'm hoping that they do.
Suri.
Because I'm really but hopefully. I mean, but it'd be a real shame not to have Black Panther as Black Panther in the MCU. Yeah,
because it doesn't make sense not having, because you can't, because how do you fit? You got to have somebody from Wakanda. So
yeah,
I guess you can still do it. They can still have another character, bring that element of Wakanda into whatever's going on. To be fair,
yeah. I mean, I think
as long as they don't make it fucking Bucky.
Yeah, I mean, imagine if they made it Bucky. Imagine the backlash that they get. So I kind of think because they've been talking about like kind of having T'Challa like kind of die off camera or something along those kind of lines, and there being like a bit of a power struggle and so on and so forth. I think they should have a Black Panther from another dimension come in.
That'd be sick.
How sick would that be? Because they've opened this up now. They know about other dimensions. They visited them in Endgame. Like they're all these different like kind of timelines and stuff like that. Why can't another Black Panther come in from another timeline?
I guess they can. To be honest, if you kind of take away from the storylines and canon and just talk about the the production companies and writers, they can do whatever they want. So I guess it's just it's just a case of will it work? How do you respect the legacy? And where can we make money? Like once you answer those 3 questions, then you're good. And I feel like there's infinite ways you can go with this. There's infinite ways you can make this work. It's, to be honest, it will be really hard for them to fuck it up.
Yeah.
And I don't think with those, the people they have in charge, I don't think they will fuck it up.
No, I don't think they will fuck it up. I mean, knock on wood, they're not fucking up anything at the moment, to be honest. Like, even like minor fuck ups, they're not really fuck ups. But I mean, Chadwick Boseman is the embodiment of Black Panther forever. Like, he is Black Panther forever. Like, there's no 2 ways about it. But I just think it would be it'd be horrible for the legacy of the character, number one, but also, and what's possibly the most important thing about it, having a black superhero like in the MCU playing one of the biggest roles in that MCU and being a boss within that MCU. I think that's really important for them not to lose.
Yeah. And I don't think they will. I feel like like Disney really. This is another thing as well, like, which I love. So going kind of back to our conversation earlier about racist cunts, like when I turn on Disney Plus, it has black stories, like straight away. You know what I mean? Like there's certain things that you just can't get away from.
Yeah.
And it's really just them understanding this is the direction we need to move in. So I don't think they're gonna drop the ball when it comes to that sort of thing.
No.
I tell you what's funny. Speaking of comics and shit, Marvel. There's these guys, and speaking of guys who do comedy sketches, there's these guys on YouTube called RC World. You might not have heard of them, but you've definitely seen some of their sketches, or you've seen them be used as memes. Yeah, they do some funny shit. One of the funniest things they do is they have this sketch where it's like characters who didn't get used in Endgame. And it's like they got Blades. He's like Blade, why did you think you think you should have been at Endgame? Yeah, I should have been at Endgame. He's like wait. You talking to me? Like, it's like, I didn't know I was here to be disrespected. Like, of course I should have been at Endgame. He's like, what would you have done? Man, I kill vampires. Like, there's no vampires at Endgame. It's like, and the funniest one was they got the Punisher. He's like, why do you think you should be at Endgame? He's like, man, I'll bust guns against. Ain't no one got more guns than me. I'll be busting guns at Thanos. He's like, Bucky has he got more guns than me? You think he got more guns? Wait, he got this gun here? What about he got this gun? He ain't got. Man, get out of here, man. You got to watch the skit. It's hilarious, man. Like they have all like the characters who don't get no shine. They got Moon Knight on there. Like, yeah. There's a Blade coming back.
Blade.
It's gonna be nuts. You know that's gonna be crazy.
Mahershala Ali as well. Like it's
jeez.
Yeah, ridiculous. Do you remember my my Marvel encyclopedia?
Yeah, man.
Fuck, I still got it in there. Do you remember some of the characters that are in there, like Secretary Woman and like Bread Boy and stuff like that?
Yeah, it's so funny. There's some funny characters.
Like Wolverine's got his own page, like fucking Captain America, and then there's Gasoline Boy or something like that. Like he just carries like a gasoline can. Like that's it. That's his whole shtick.
But this is the problem. Like Marvel, yeah. I guess Marvel do have some of the best characters.
100%.
And they've always had the best characters. But DC, apart from movies, have always had the best storylines.
Yeah.
And always had the best stories. For me, I've just always found them way more exciting, especially like if you watch the animated
100%.
movies.
The DC animated movies, it all boils down to, right? The reason they've got the best stories is Batman and the Joker. Like I mean, it just boils down to that. I mean, and there is like Marvel have got some fucking amazing like characters. Like there's no 2 ways about them. We've seen them all. Like recently, like even like Guardians of the Galaxy come to the fore, who are weird little like really obscure characters and stuff. But like when it comes down to it, you can't fuck with. I hate Superman. Like, I don't hate Superman. I'm not a Superman fan.
It's not a great
but
character.
like, no, it's just not a great character. It's like overpowered. Like, who gives a shit? Like what he does, because he's always going to win. Like Batman, the Joker, Wonder Woman. Like, all these characters are fucking amazing. Dropping bombs tonight, baby.
We're back. Damn, baby, we're back.
Probably shouldn't do the voice. No one really does like Jimmy Savile voices anymore, do they?
Someone messaged me, was like, "Yo, we're doing it. We're doing a documentary about My Man. Can I holler at you about it?" I was like, "Okay." But
what have you got to say on the subject of?
I don't even really know, to be
Timmy
fair.
McNaughton's face.
But okay, all right, cool. Jokes aside, yeah. My thing with him has always been this: like, if you're upset with somebody about doing something, that's fine, but you need to change the law. Then, you know what I mean? Like, the law has to change, because if someone hasn't done anything illegal, but they're just like mad creepy and mad kind of noncy, it's nonce, but he's not a nonce. Like, I haven't heard of any like proper underage, but
no. I mean, that's where the law and morals kind of it's the demarcation point, isn't it? Really. I mean, I don't particularly like what he did.
For those who don't know, obviously we had like, it might seem that we had a mad change of like discussion. We had a little break.
Yeah, they just cut it. It's like WandaVision, isn't it? We were going too far down into the rabbit hole, and then we just got pulled back again.
We're talking about Marvel, for a second. Everyone's like, yeah, talk about Marvel.
I was talking for fucking ages about Batman as well. Like, I don't know. I just thought you were lost in your phone. Like, because it completely froze. This fucking internet, man, it's doing my head in. This is the new boiler situation. It just drops out for every couple of hours or whatever. But
no, I was looking for the DC movie, Apocalypse War.
Amazing.
That's sick. Yeah, that's what. But back to My Man. Like, if you want to change the, like you said, is it legal? Okay, is it moral? No, it might not be. Like,
not to get into like the whole politics thing again, because we've already done this like but I was having a conversation, well, not really a conversation, I was flagging someone off on Twitter who was talking about, and I know I've got followers who are going to pull me up for this and blah blah blah, but Femi was saying was talking about Winston Churchill, and someone came on and said he was talking about Biden taking down Winston Churchill's picture from the Oval Office, and someone came in and said, "Oh, but he's never really done anything illegal or whatever, or he's never done anything." And then I can't remember what it was. Fermi compared him to R. Kelly and said, "Oh yeah, but yeah, R. Kelly was only like kind of hanging out with young girls and whatever," and some bloke came in and said, "What's the difference between R. Kelly and Winston Churchill?"
That sounds like a really good.
It sounds like a wicked setup for a joke, doesn't it? Unfortunately, it wasn't funny in the slightest.
Shit.
Yeah. He said, "Well, what R. Kelly did was illegal, and what Winston Churchill did wasn't illegal." So I just followed it up with, "Well, the Bengali famine wasn't technically illegal, but nor was the kind of transatlantic slave trade at the time."
Yeah.
So it's the demarcation point between legal or illegal and moral.
What's the difference between
immoral? Yeah. What's the difference between immoral and illegal?
What's the difference between Winston Churchill and R. Kelly?
Answers on a postcard.
One will fight you on the beaches, the other will piss in your face.
one just pissed on a few women, the other one pissed on an entire nation.
Oh shit, it's crazy. Have you seen this this GameStop situation?
I don't really understand it because I don't really understand stocks and shares and stuff like that. All I know of the situation is the hedge fund people were trying to short it, weren't they? And then basically, what was it? What was the website?
Reddit
Reddit came in and fucked them over. So that, and then this Robin, it's quite a funny thing on Twitter the other day. Like Robin Hood shut down, which is the trading app, innit? Shut it down so that it like they couldn't lose bit, like the hedge funds couldn't lose billions, and like this all. But there was a thing on this thing someone retweeted it on Twitter the other day of Robin Hood, obviously like the kind of the tourist attraction in Nottingham, saying oh, thanks for all the new followers, but we're not actually the stock trading app, so stop slacking us off, stop threatening us.
Why are people so fucking stupid? Like, really?
It was like the
people so dumb.
There was like it was like just a meme of a screenshot of like a comment on Facebook, and there was obviously this restaurant called the Illuminati in like Nottingham, or not Nottingham, like Leicester or somewhere like that. And someone had gone, "Why are you trying to fuck up the world on on their Facebook page?" And I looked at their Facebook page, and it was a restaurant. Like it was had like an events page, book us for private events and stuff like that. And it's like, why would you think this is the fucking Illuminati that you've heard about in films and stuff? It's a fucking restaurant in Leicester. You dumb fucks. Man.
These are the people. These are the people that we get upset on fucking social media. This is why I say don't give them the energy, because they're really not. They're just not very smart. They're not very smart people. Man.
Fucking morons.
Yeah, it's fun. I think the situation's really funny because it's like, it's that whole thing about institutional traders versus retail traders and smart money versus dumb money, and it's almost like the smart guys have been done over using the tricks that they normally use on everybody else.
Yeah.
And now they're like, no, we want to stop. You can't do that. And it's just like, I don't know, man.
Good.
It's the world all over, innit? Like, it's the world all over. It's the game. I'm not even like, fuck them. I'm just like, it's the game. It's what happened.
The game, yeah.
It's not even like, I don't see them as bad people. I don't see other people as good people. The game is the game. It just is what it is. This is the part where AC would probably call me a fucking Tory.
You should make a Margaret Thatcher mixtape.
Yeah, like, nah, I'm not even like that. I'm just like, rules is rules. It is what it is. And whoever gets hit, man. I was taught
illegal or immoral. Illegal or immoral. That's
legal,
the
man.
thing. Yeah.
So
it's legal because it's legal because it's part of an institution which is inherently corrupt and immoral.
Yeah. And and Robin Hood, all they're doing, they're just showing how immoral they are.
Yeah,
man, it's crazy time.
That's why it's important to be on the right side of history with stuff. That's always why it's important, because legal or illegal is relative.
That's true.
Yeah, it's always. I mean, don't go out there and fucking rob a bank and hope in 20 years that it's legal. Like there's obviously like kind of nuances to that, but like something that you consider to be completely immoral, which is actually legal, then using the excuse that it's legal probably isn't the best route to go for your justification for it.
Nah, it's sad as well because like we're kind of within the decade where marijuana will be decriminalized and legalized, and a lot of people are sitting in jail for
a shit ton of people.
Yeah, man. But at the same
it's
time,
it's not even just the dealers. It's the entire ecosystem that goes around it. Like the thieves, the transporters, the people who. I mean, there's not many people out there that have stolen to buy weed. I doubt that that's like a massive thing, but like it's the entire ecosystem around that. There's tens of thousands of people sitting in jail that are there because of the weed industry, because of the illegal weed industry. Mad.
The law's the law, man. When alcohol became legalized and prohibition was ended, there were people that had been given life sentences just a couple of months before, and it was made legal, and they had to sit out the rest of their life in jail over alcohol. Like, can you imagine you're in jail for life while the people who keep you locked up are going out and drinking every night? Like,
it's mad, isn't it? And the people who probably put you away will, and that's the thing with weed as well. Like there's the moral aspect and there's the reality aspect.
Yeah.
Everybody, I don't care who you are. I mean, I don't smoke weed at all anymore. We were talking about our edibles thing the other week, but like I smoke weed. Everybody smoked weed. Everybody, like no matter who you are, you have smoked weed at some point. So yeah,
it's crazy, man.
Mad times, man. Mad times.
Very crazy. Very crazy. But yeah, it's been a mad week, man. Someone messaged me the other day, one of our mutual friends, and someone who was suffering from COVID, and he messaged me back.
Yeah, AC.
Like, nah, it wasn't AC. It wasn't AC. But it's just one of them things. Like every time I see someone I know who has COVID, I never just assume they're gonna be okay.
No.
Like I'm always just like, I hope they're okay, and I'll send them a message or whatever, like, yo, get well soon and stuff. And they messaged me back and was like, yo, yeah, I'm back, I'm good, whatever. And I was just like, cool, man. Like it's good to hear, but it's not a thing anymore where you can just expect it and just be like, yeah, everyone's gonna be fine. It's a bit of a mad one, man.
Yeah, no, it seems so random at the moment. Like, I mean, admittedly, like 10 months ago, if someone got COVID, you were like, fuck, like this could be the end. But now I don't know anybody like that doesn't know someone that knows 10 people that have either had or have COVID. And it doesn't seem to be quite as lethal anymore. But then you hear about some 40-year-old, like healthy, like mother who's a jogger and stuff like that, get really bad and die within 2 days. It's fucking mad. Like what's the qualifiers for it? Like what happens for you to turn that corner? Is there these different strains that are happening now? Like, I mean, I'm not a fucking doctor, AC, so like it's.
That's correct. We are not doctors.
We're not doctors.
There was an artist who used to Exploder. So he was a garage MC.
Yeah, that's right. He passed away, didn't he?
Yeah, man. So I just want to say rest in peace.
Yeah, man.
To Samuel Mensah. It's funny as well, yeah, because I didn't know this. So way back, I'm talking like 2015, he would like big up my music, post my music and stuff like that. And I knew him from like Channel U days, innit? So I was always cool with him, like in that way. And then, but since then, we never really kept in touch. We still follow each other on Twitter and stuff. But the reason why he had moved, so he wasn't doing music anymore. He was running so his family had a bakery. That's right, yeah. So this bakery, yeah, what are they called? Uncle Tony's?
Uncle something.
Yeah. Why's my phone going all slow? What's going on? Cool, phone just died. I think it's Uncle Tony's Bakery. But basically, yeah, listen, I've been getting their bread for the last couple of years. So this is a Ghanaian company, Ghanaian bread. I'm Jamaican. We have harder bread. We don't do like the sweet bread that they do. I've been on this bread. I'm like, this bread is nice and hardo bread. For years, this is what I've been eating. And I remember tweeting them at the beginning of lockdown saying, yo, why can't I get it delivered? Because Morrison's won't deliver it. And he must have messaged saying, yeah, sorry, man, we're trying to get this fixed. I didn't even realize it was him.
Yeah,
I didn't realize it was him doing it. I was like, raw, like this is what you've been doing. So yeah, it's a lot of other things he was doing as well. I'm part of another group called Dope Black Dads, and he was part of that as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, man, it's just those little
heartbreaking when you hear someone like
it's
that. Like it's fucking heartbreaking. I mean, it's heartbreaking when you hear anybody like kind of pass away, but like just someone like that who is so much part of the community, really like kind of positive figure within the community. Like when they go, it's just like fucking hell. And Lawrence Fox is still alive. Like it's crazy. Like stuff like that. Like it's like stuff like, I don't wish death on anybody at all, but you've got these horrible, pointless pieces of shit humans who are so selfish and such pieces of shit. And then you hear like someone like that go in, like it's not like life isn't really fair in that way. I don't think at all.
It's never fair.
Nah.
But it just makes you just realize like this thing is something that is serious and something that you can't take for granted. You gotta take it seriously.
100%.
I mean,
You got to take it seriously just from a spreader's point of view. Like you've got to completely work from the vantage point that you've potentially got it. Like, and you cannot give it to anybody else. Like I'm going and doing weekly tests in Luton because I have to travel a tiny little bit for my job. Like otherwise I just can't do my job. At certain times I have to go into the studio and do stuff. So I have to go and get tests. If I get a test, then fuck it. I'm going to have to lose money and I'm going to have to find somewhere else to get that money to make up the rent for the studio or do it. But I know that if I do have it and I'm moving around, then I'm potentially infecting. And this is the problem. It's that R rate, isn't it? It's that infection rate that's the issue.
Are you still able to get the antibody test?
I had one a while ago. I don't have the antibodies.
Okay.
Like I haven't had it, and I'm not immune to it, as far as I know. Yeah.
Same.
Have you had the test? You had
the tests? No, I've had nothing at all, man.
Fucking brutal, man. Like I really don't like it.
Yeah, I don't want to do that. I just want to get the vaccine and just back.
But you haven't left the house.
No.
So like, what's the point in you having it? Like they say, don't go if you're not leaving the house and there's no need for you to have it. Don't go and have it.
Yeah, I won't take the test for no reason. Like my wife, she's done it bare times. Like she that's her new thing. Like she thinks she has it all the time, so she's always getting the test.
Yeah.
I treat it like that, innit? It's like back in the day with the STD test. Like get your girl to get it. She's clean, you're clean. Right.
You can't. You utter cunt.
Shit. Yeah, man. What was I gonna say? Yeah, man. So that's what it's been, man. I feel like there's this whole thing, yeah. And I know you say you don't wish death on anyone, and I'm the same way. I don't wish death on anybody. But I just really want to see the people who say it's not real. I just want to see them get it. But they're just not getting it. So at the same time, when they don't get it, I'm still kind of happy that they haven't got it. It's a weird thing, man. It's a weird thing. Because I don't want to see anybody.
Yeah.
I wish it was a hoax. Like
it's not a fucking hoax. It's not a hoax. Yeah, like it's not a hoax. There's young, healthy people dying of it. You can't fuck about. Like So yeah, just a little tickle of COVID for these fucking deniers wouldn't be such a bad thing. Don't want to see any of them die. You know, a bit of long COVID where they're having breathing problems for the rest of their lives.
Yeah, but I see like friends of Ty say it, and I'm just like, yo, man, like you lost somebody who liked you, respected you, who you respected, and this is what you're doing to his memory. Like, what would he say?
And was such an important fucking person as well. Yeah. Like, who was so like Ty was not someone who constantly thought about his own career. Ty was someone that was there actively to enrich his community and his scene. Like, and he was taken away by a shit disease, which it is now. It's a disease. They're calling it a disease. Like he was taken away. At least respect his memory by like kind of not chatting your conspiracy bollocks and being super fucking selfish because you don't want to be locked down. It's shit for everyone. It's shit for everyone. Like just fucking deal with it. Just like grow up and fucking deal with it.
Yeah, man. So yeah, that's it. Grow up and fucking deal with it. But I'm tired of speaking about conspiracy theorists. Yeah, conspiracy.
I mean, I'm almost to the point where we can completely remove it from this podcast because I checked in a little bit on your brother and AC the other day, and they've gone hyper.
Yeah,
on it.
Cool.
Like, all right. They're chatting different breeds of aliens. They're all over it. Like, cool. Just let that be the corner. If people want to hear that kind of stuff, we can tell them to go there. Wednesday nights on AC thing. Please go there and hear it.
We'll keep Mondays for the grown-ups, man. I mean, for the
100%. Talking about Marvel comics.
Yeah, I mean real shit. Marvel, DC, real spit, Batman, Superman, Thor, and Hulk, like real things that affect people's actually real lives.
Do you know what I watched the other day? Not to bring it back too much to the Marvel, but the Edward Norton Hulk film, it's fucking good, man. Like I forgot how good it is, and it is in the MCU. It is in it's in the like it's not like Avengers good, but it's all right, man. Like
it's better than Thor 2.
Oh, it's much I mean, a fucking hefty bowel movement is better than fucking Thor 2, to be honest. That was their fumble. That was definitely their fumble.
But only because of the villain. That's what makes it not great.
Yeah,
the characters are still good, and I feel like you always need more. The more Loki you have, and the more what's his name, the more his dad you have.
Yeah.
Like you can't really go wrong with that. It really works.
No, true.
Oh, you know, a film I watched the other day, which is fucking cold, which I forgot how cold it actually is. Dread.
It's fucking brilliant.
It's sick.
It's so good, man. Like this, I don't know if I liked it so much because the last Dread, the Sylvester Stallone Dread, was so fucking bad. But I used to like Dread, Martial Law, Road Trooper, all of them. 2000 AD, I used to love as a kid. Like I almost used to love 2000 AD as much as I love DC. Like I'll admit I was never a Marvel fan until my 20s. Like 2000 AD and DC were my jam. Like, and when that Sylvester Stallone one came out, it was mortifying.
In school, I was much more of a 2000 AD than any other comic.
Massively, yeah.
That was, to me, that was because it was more violent. So
that's 100%.
That's the kind of thing I went to.
Like Vertigo, like 2000 AD, like Accident Man, Martial Law,
who's the blue one?
Kind of stuff. Road Trooper.
Okay, yeah. See, that was sick, man.
Yeah, sick.
Has he got a film yet?
I don't think so. Like I've never really seen. There's never really been, apart from Dread, there's never really been any stories told in that universe at all.
So they got a come on, man. A production house needs to get behind them.
There's actually a sick 2000 AD documentary. I'm fairly sure it's on Amazon as well.
Okay, sick.
That kind of tells the story of their it kind of aligns with like the London punk scene and stuff like that. Is wicked. Really, really good.
Sam. Yeah, man.
Yeah, Dread's a sick film. Because you can kind of tell it's quite low budget as well, but I like how like kind of dark and low budget it kind of films. It feels.
I don't think it felt low budget to me. Like watching it, like it's really weird. The first time I watched it, I kind of had that idea of it that it wasn't like a big Hollywood movie.
Yeah.
Watching it back, I was just like, there's nothing about this that makes me feel like it's not a big budget movie. I guess the only thing that kind of gave it away was the fact that they never really showed the main character's face.
No.
And he wasn't. I don't even know who it was. Like,
it was what's his name from The Boys? He's Billy Butler from The Boys.
Oh, Keith Urban.
Yeah.
Oh,
but
sick.
the thing about that is that was the big thing about the because you never saw Dread's face ever, like in any of the comics. You never once did you see his face, like it was never revealed.
And they on the Sylvester one,
they had his helmet off
his face the whole flipping time.
Yeah. Like they literally like in the first I can just imagine all the fucking 2000 AD nerds sitting there going, yes, Dread, and then they fucking takes his helmet off and Sylvester Stallone's there, and like the boos must have been fucking deafening. Like, but yeah, that's one of the reasons why everybody loved it, because you never saw his face. Because like in the whole time in the 2000 AD, like you never ever saw his face.
Yeah, I remember there was an episode or one of them where there was like a crack in it or something.
Yeah, we could see his eye.
Yeah. The most you saw. There was also a zombie version or something.
Judge Death.
Dude.
Yeah, Judge Death. Like the main characters really, and she was in it as well. But Judge Lex, Judge Dredd, and Judge Death.
That's crazy. That's to me that in this day and age of movie making, especially where there's so many different production companies you can go to get things made, like that seems like a no-brainer.
You could do it.
Man.
Just do an animated one. Just do a fucking really good quality animated Road Trooper film, like a manga style one. That'd be fucking sick.
Yeah.
There might even be one. I don't know. Like it feels like there would be. It feels like 100% there would be.
Yeah. Shit. My phone's dead. I can't even check. Yeah, man. Well, we'll be back next week. Hopefully, AC will join us. You know what I mean?
It's disappointing when AC's not here. Like he just brings a certain je ne sais quoi to the ensemble, doesn't it? Well, it's not je ne sais quoi. It's just that he's fucking like mental stuff he says. Like it's not
AC
like
takes away the je ne sais quoi, and I think that's what you know what I mean. Like AC takes away the C from class and just shows his ass. I like what you said the other day. You were like, he's way funnier than Maul, and he blatantly is. Like
he is, yeah. He's way funnier than Maul.
And
he is our Maul,
infinitely more intelligent as well.
But that's the thing about AC. Like, I can't even conceive of keeping the amount of knowledge, like most of it useless, in my head that he can quote about stuff. Like when he was talking about the fucking Yugos and stuff like that. Like even though I'm desperately uninterested in it, like I respect the fact that he's able to like kind of read about it and like and learn about it and recite it, and because it makes fucking amazing podcasting.
When we were like coming up, growing up, AC was always the smartest one. Like not even he's the most well-read. He's the only one who, when we have arguments, actually knows what he's talking about. Like, you know what I mean? I'm arguing off something I heard. Terra's arguing off something he feels, and AC's the only one actually coming with actual facts. With
knowledge,
like, yeah, we're actually like real. This is the actual facts, guys. You know what I mean? Yeah, man. Hopefully he'll be back.
Yeah.
So one love to AC. Hold your head, my brother. And we'll be back hopefully next week with him. I want to say big up to everyone who's been kind of messaging us about the podcast.
Yeah. So I tweeted us all about it, really excited. I got my first. I tweet about the podcast. I got to tweet about it more, to be honest. But like, I tweet about the podcast every time it's released. I put it out there. People come back and say stuff. I got the first "How you doing, mate?" reply. Well, it's a "How you doing, mate?" reply, but "How you doing, mate?" tweet. It was, what's his name? Hold on.
Is it Jamie?
Kirby Diamond.
Kirby
Diamond.
Big up, my guy. Come on, man.
I don't think I've had a couple of I'm not a fucking doctor AC
kind
of replies, but that's mostly to like kind of "How you doing, mate?" tweets. What did I actually tweet? What did he say? Because it was quite funny.
It was about what was it, man? I can't remember, but it was a podcast reference.
It was a podcast reference. Hold on, I'm not going to be able to find it now. It's going to be boring. I did. Yeah, there we go. It's when I did my little face swap the other day and I made myself look like a dancing muscle man. And he put "#1 suspect for giving Babs crabs."
Oh my days. Wait, Ace, that's another merch we got to do. I gave Babs crabs. Like
100%.
That's got to be. Oh my days. Now I got a better idea. You do it, yeah, but it's a double entendre. So it's done as like a seafood restaurant called Babs Crabs.
Yeah, and AC standing there with his chef's hat on, like with a platter. Babs Crabs.
That's hilarious. Yeah, man. Babs Crabs. But we also got there was also a message from our podcast distributor saying, basically offering us a sponsorship. Somebody wanted to use us, sponsor our show, give us a bit of money. Turn that shit down. Flat.
What was it?
I don't even know what it was.
Fair enough.
We didn't even get that far into it. I'm
nah,
I'm good. We don't need that yet. We're just building, man. Like we're not even nowhere near where we want to be at the moment.
No. It's just, don't sell the brand too early. Yeah, that's the thing.
Yeah. We're just chilling, man. We're having fun, and I kind of want it to stay within to feel like this community vibe. There was a joke on Family Guy, and they were just basically taking the piss. So Lois and what's his name are trying to be the most annoying to each other because she cuts her hair, and he's like trying to do annoying things. And one of the annoying things he says he's going to do, he goes, I'm going to start a podcast that has no direction, that goes on for an ordinary long length of time. I was like, that's exactly what we do, man.
That's exactly, that's our remit. That's exactly 100%. What we do.
We start this with no form of conversation of what we're going to talk about.
No. Do you remember in the first couple of weeks when I'm sure you still have topics in your head. But do you remember why we started the WhatsApp group? Well, why you started the WhatsApp group for ideas on topics? There's been 2 topics in there, and that was the day you started it.
Yeah, that's it.
And that's it. Like everything since then is AC talking about his latest mix. And like sending us like Zuby, oh fuck, sorry.
Oh, no, I got fucking edit.
No, you got edit.
I'm not even edit. Name can stay. Whatever.
But yeah, just sending us stuff or battles that he's getting into on Twitter and stuff like that. That's it. There's no topic, no conversations. What time are you starting? Such and such o'clock. Wicked. Let's do that. And then no to 0 topics.
And I like the fact that that's enough. For people at the moment, it's just like, it's cool. We're just kind of talking about things that
fucking topics are overrated anyway. Like,
who gives a fuck? I think as well, it's good because we're in a situation where we don't have to really rely on the news. We don't have to be current. Really, we're just kind of talking about things that we observe in our lives day to day. So as long as we stay alive, we're gonna have things to talk about.
as long as we're alive, the podcast is on. What better guarantee can you have for entertainment? All right, shout out Farah as well.
Big up Farah.
She the other day, I think it was when I joined the podcast late, and AC was wearing his fucking stupid hat, and she was like, and I said, "Yes, cunts, why are you wearing that?" And she rewound that like 4 times. She was saying like she was laughing so much, but yeah, big up Farah.
Who else is there? There was do you know, actually, on the topic of podcasts, Ramesh and what's his name, Big Tom, they got a podcast out together.
Yeah, the Owl and the Wolf in it or something.
Yeah, man, check that out.
Yeah, I keep meaning to. I've hardly been going anywhere. Like I've only been going to the studio like once a week, so I don't listen to podcasts. I need to put a podcast on during the day instead of Superstore, like or something like that. I need, because I have to have something in the background while I'm working. So yeah, I think tomorrow I'm gonna AC versus Keith Allen. I didn't even catch the name of the last one. We've got some great names. Jesus' penis. I still don't know why we haven't been cancelled for that, to be honest.
They'll do that in a couple of years' time.
Yeah, they'll come back.
They'll come back and be like, "Oh my god, I can't believe you guys said it." We'll be like, "It's too late, man."
When we're sponsored by the Robin Hood app, and we're having to name drop Robin Hood in like the kind of break section. Because that's what you'd have to do if you fucking get a sponsor, innit? You have to mention them, don't you? Or do they just put the adverts on it? I don't know.
So they give you a readout. They were like, you can read this and, you know, be energetic about it. And I was just like, I don't like being energetic. So there's no way fucking Terry's gonna want to do that shit.
No, there's no. You literally couldn't pay me to do that.
I don't like. I think as well. Yeah, like I said, we're so new to this, man. We're like, this is our 15th episode. It's just
me, is it 15?
Yeah.
Fucking hell.
But it's like, I mean, it's just let it breathe, man. Like when we start getting into like the 50s and 60s, then we can really see where we are and what's going on, man.
Yeah.
At the moment, we're just building, man. We're just building. I like something. I like this because it's not like it's not a hassle, and that's kind of the way I want to keep it. Where it's just like Sunday, at some point in Sunday, I'm gonna shout you lot, and we're gonna do this. You know what I mean?
And we're gonna jump on. I tell you, the podcast that I want to see come back is the Tonga Peak Times podcast.
Oh, seen.
Yeah, with the Streets.
That'd be sick,
and Dave Murkage.
Murkage. That was so good, man.
It's fucking brilliant, man. Like the Murkage on there, I loved it because Murkage kind of had a similar opinion of what's his name? The Streets. What's his name?
Mike Skinner.
as AC has of you, like a kind of undercover Tory. And there was a few little references made to that. Like that was a good podcast, man. That was fucking hilarious.
Listen. Let me clear it up here because it's been said so much.
There's no way you're a fucking undercover Tory.
No. Fiscally, and I'm right leaning, yeah, but fucking socially and morally, I'm left leaning. Like
you've just described every Western,
every normal
person,
yeah.
Every Western country in the entire world is based on those morals.
Yeah,
like kind of fiscally a little bit right, socially a little bit left. That's how the world operates. Apart from in AC's head.
Yeah. And also as well, I've never been one to like. I'm all about making money, yeah, but I'm also about paying taxes and using it for stuff.
Yeah.
Like, so again, I'm not a kind of person who like, I just want to make money for myself and hoard it all to myself. Like, no, that's not me. Like, that's not the way I go. So there's a lot of stuff that, you know, we could, this is a whole nother podcast, man.
Yeah, let's not get into this now.
I'm going to go and eat. Before we started this podcast, Tesco's just dropped off some food for me.
Oh, that's the dream.
I can't remember what I even ordered. So
that's the dream.
Go in there and be like, woo.
Mate, if Tesco's had dropped off to me just before the podcast, we wouldn't be starting this till 9:00.
Wait,
I fucking love drop off day.
I had to go down, you know, because I didn't have my headphones. So I'm like, where the fuck are my headphones? My headphones were in the car because I had to get my car service the other day.
Yeah,
so I've gone downstairs to the car to get my headphones. As I'm walking back, the guy's gone, oh, this is for you, innit? I'm like, yeah. He goes, oh, do you mind carrying upstairs?
Cheeky fucking cunt. That's their job, innit?
I was like, what? Carry my shopping upstairs, my own shopping upstairs. What am I paying you for? He's like, oh, go on, man. I was like, right, give me the light one, innit? So
give me the one with the toilet rolls in and the Jaffa case.
I said, the lightest one. I'm like, also, look at the size of you, man. Shit. Like, it's fucking workhorse. I tell you what was really sad, though, was there was a guy, an old guy who used to bring us shopping all the time. Didn't see him for ages. Then I saw him again. I'm like, oh, where you been, man? He's like, yeah, man, been off work for 6 months. I had a heart attack. So I'm like, wait, you were off for 6 months for a heart attack. Now you're back carrying my shopping up 2 flights of fucking stairs. Like, you shouldn't have to do this.
No,
like,
not at all.
I ain't got no fucking choice. Got to work in it. So
yeah,
that's when I become a lefty, and I'm like, nah, man.
Yeah.
Looked after.
Well, I mean, mine's simple. They pull up outside, they drop it off. They bring it down. I put it in the house. Fine. Yeah. Fucking across the road for me. Do you remember what it looks like across the road?
Oh shit! They got to climb up the stairs.
They got to go up the stairs, yeah, because there's no access around the back. So they literally park across the other side of the road, and they haven't even got those smart trolleys. You know those ones that go upstairs.
Yeah,
like they haven't even got them. They got to take everything up, man. Like gutted. Every time I see someone like dropping off to the other side of the road, and there's obviously been quite a few like kind of new drivers recently as well. Like they look at it and go.
You know what? That's really interesting, yeah, because I looked at some houses when I was looking for houses in Luton. One of the houses I looked at was like, I was literally trying to live like next door to you. So
yeah, don't tell me any of this. This is going to really wind me up.
Man, I know, I'm sorry. Look,
there's a perfect house across the road for you and the family. You realise that?
I know. I know. So I looked at that.
I'm going to send Corin hate mail.
You do that, man. I was trying to figure out. I was like, so this is opposite Terry's house. I'm thinking, like, so where the fuck do you park? Like, where do you?
It's impossible, yeah.
How do you get to that? So you actually have to climb up the stairs to get up that fucking.
So it's so fucked. It's fucked. Like there's a road. It's all pedestrianised up the top, and like the kind of road starts down the bottom.
Right.
So even if you were doing it that way, you still have to go march all the way up the hill. Yeah.
That's crazy.
There's a banging house over there that was for sale though. Like it was not in my price range at all.
I think I saw one.
Yeah, so it's the corner house with like it's got like, I wouldn't call it a balcony, but it's got like a bit from what I take is probably the master bedroom that you can walk outside.
Nice.
It was still like, I don't want to say how much it was on the podcast to show how much out of my budget it actually was, but like, a house like that in London is like $1.5 million.
Yeah.
Easy. Here, it was marginally out of my price range.
I saw a 4-bedroom house in Luton with the biggest garden I've ever seen ever in any house. quite near. It was near where I used to go to school actually. Black Swan Lane is a pub actually. The Black Swan, and it was like within our budget. It was amazing. And like, it got vetoed. Cohen was like, "Nah, I ain't trying to move to Luton." But I think it's, you know what? It's a bit different for us here because I feel like with us, if we're in a house, we're in a house. We don't need to really go anywhere. We're gonna go from my house to work. That's it. So it don't matter where I live. I can live anywhere on the planet. It does not matter. All I need to have is I got a nice house. Cool. I can go to work if I have to go to work. Cool. And even at the moment, I'm not even going anywhere. No. So it's even better. It doesn't matter where I live.
It don't matter that there's people killing each other with samurai swords in the middle of the street. Did I tell you that I actually, first time I've ever called the police on anybody in my entire life. Like I've never, ever in my life, and not for any like kind of whatever reason, I've just never like felt the need to call the police on anyone. I was walking to work about 3 weeks ago, and there was a woman literally like throwing herself in front of traffic while her boyfriend was trying to take her, like pull her off the road. I didn't see that bit at first. All I saw, and it's typical fucking Terry style, all I saw was him holding her down. So I just walked straight over to him and said, and like asked the woman if she was all right, and like tried to make myself look as big as possible to the fella. Like, and she started talking about Coronation Street, and I'm like, all right, this might not be what I first thought it was. And he was like, look, she's fine. I'm just trying to stop her from getting run over. And I'm like, okay. So I turned to him and said, is she all right? Like, what's like? And then I thought, you're getting far too involved here, Terry. Like, and as I was walking away, she was
and
screaming.
Now they live here.
They live here. They live next door. They're 2 houses down. Like during lockdown, and I totally forgot about this, during this really strict lockdown, I was sitting out in the garden with the dog, like in whatever it was, May or whatever it was. Yeah. And I just heard help coming from the wind, like coming from somewhere. So I was looking around like that going, what the fuck is happening? And I heard, help. They live, I think, above the old boy that lives like 2 houses down. So I looked up and there was like this little face coming out the window going, my boyfriend has locked me in the house. Can you go and get me a ladder? Like that.
What
and I was like, I'm not going to break into someone else's house, like it's someone else's garden to bring you a ladder. I was like, do you want me to call the police for you? Like, and she was like, no, don't call the police. And then she just disappeared. And I was like, I think this is as far involved as I'm going to get with this. It's and like
then the Luton version of Rapunzel.
Yeah. So I thought, right, I don't want to leave it like this. So I went and talked to my next door neighbor, and they were like, no, she's alcoholic, and her boyfriend probably locked her in the house while he went to get her meds or whatever it was. And I was like, okay, I'm not particularly easy with this. And then I totally forgot about it. But yeah, she was literally trying to chuck herself in front of traffic the other day. Like, and her boyfriend was like dragging her off the road and whatever. So yeah, I called the police, man. What else could I do? Like, I felt bad about it the last time. So I thought, no, it's not. I can't let it go. But I felt a little bit dirty. I didn't phone 999 either.
Hey, listen, I don't give a fuck about calling the police. That's the thing I want to do more. Call the police on white people. Like I want that to be my new hobby. Like one time I see this guy and this girl start. I heard like a bare commotion in my flat, innit?
Yeah.
I'm like, what the fuck is going on? So I've gone downstairs and this girl and this guy are arguing, and I'm like, I don't know you. I'm calling feds straight. Call the feds straight up. Yeah. Like, yo, them lot, people outside the flat, boom, boom, go deal with them. And then went downstairs because my neighbor downstairs must have got into little scuffle with him. So I had to go downstairs and just listen. You will not scuffle with me.
Yeah.
Got him out. And as soon as the feds come, I just went inside, shut my door. Like, I'm not talking to you, not doing that.
Calling the police on white people is my new hobby. I might take that as my new hobby.
Straight up, bruv. Like walking past my car, there was one dude that was like walking past my car too. I was just like, quick. Yeah, there's a guy walking past my car. I'm like, look at him, man. Looks suspicious. Go deal with him. Like, I'm flipping it on his head, man. Like, trust me. That's how you got to do. You got to fight fire with fire.
Yeah, mate. Like Hitchin Road is. I can understand why Brian doesn't want to live here. To be honest. It's a fucking shit show most of the time.
But I grew up around that madness, so it's never like I grew up in like. To me, Brixton madness is crazy.
Yeah.
But normal to me. We used to look out the window and look at police chases, and that was like, you know what I mean? That was our entertainment, and it happened multiple times. It wasn't like a one-off. Like lots of times, I could look out my window and see police chases.
Well, that's the thing. For the last 10 years, I've lived on the bad side of Walthamstow, and then like the all right kind of side of Harlesden, and it's nothing like my shop, like that I used to go to, my corner shop in Harlesden. There was a guy shot in Brown in there all the time. I used to go in and say hello to him. Like it is what it is. Like there was gang fucking fights, like entire like kind of like roads cornered off and stuff like that. So this doesn't bother me at all. The only reason I called the police is because the woman's life, which she was trying to fucking end her life. Like I kind of wish I called the police the first time, but when you live around crackheads, you know that it's like it's going to happen. Like stuff like that is. I mean, I don't want to get too involved in someone else's relationship. And when my next door neighbour said like he's probably locked her in the house, not the bedroom, so that he could go and get her medicine so she doesn't fucking fly the coop and then end up somewhere like whatever. But yeah, for me, as long as I'm in my house, I've got my internet that's working. Oh shit, it's not. As long as as long as the heating's working, oh fuck. As long as I'm surrounded by Carhartt and 25-year-old hip hop albums on vinyl, I'm good to rock. I'm gonna end this soon. But I've got massively into pot plants recently.
Okay, yo, that's a vibe. That's a vibe. That's the thing, man. That's like the new weed. Like everyone, it's like there was like weed. Then people got into crystals, and now, well, obviously you're already a vegan, so the plant thing, the plant life is like it all goes together.
Just picked this one up the other day. It has changed my kitchen. I walk in the kitchen now, and I've got a vibe in the kitchen in my little DJ alcove down the bottom of the kitchen.
Have you seen? There's like a kind of like a group like on Twitter of women, mostly lesbians, that are really into their plants, and like they call themselves like plant mummies, and they'll do this thing where they'll have like a sped up version, or they'll show the plant in the day and then at night and it moves, and they're like, they'll have like the name for their plant, so their plant will be called like Stacy, like Stacy, so dramatic. They're like they'll be go, oh yeah, look at my plant, and they'll literally be having these conversations. I don't even know how I fell into that part of Twitter, but
that's a good part of Twitter to fall into, though. To be honest,
it's all right, man. I was like,
yeah, it's better than falling into the most of the dark fucking corners that I fall into.
Trust me.
I would be called the absent plant daddy, I reckon, like, because I've got all my plants are bloke plants. Like they're all like they're like next to impossible to kill plants. I mean, I've killed quite a few of the. I got them from what was the fucking place called? There's like I can't remember what it's called. Like some store online. And they've got a section called like impossible to kill plants. So I just bought everything from there. And it's stuff you can forget exists and don't water for like a month and then go, oh yeah, and then water it and it's fine.
My goji berry plant is like that. Because I've had that for like 10 years now. And like
goji berry plant.
Yeah, goji. But it doesn't even, it hasn't given any berries yet. But it will like, there'll be leaves on it and shit. It will it's been growing. But I think the problem is the pot is too small now. So that's when I'm just holding till we move. And that's another reason why I haven't got any plants. I'm waiting till we move. Then we can start doing stuff. I'm actually in the process of just throwing out as many things as I can at the moment. Because when we move, the only thing I want to bring is like my TV, my Macs, the mic. Like that's what I really want to bring. Like,
mate, when I moved in here, you seen how small my place is. Like when I moved in here, I regathered a lot of the shit that I'd had knocking around. Like I had stuff in my nan's loft, in my mum's, like kind of in my old room at my mum's place, in my sister's garage, like shit at the studio, shit at the old Atomic Hooligan studio. And I just went, right, I'm just going to get it all, boom, put it all in here. Like I almost had a nervous breakdown, the amount of shit that I had. Like I've still got a lot of shit, but it's all in that cupboard in there. But I'm seriously thinking about getting like like another storage unit to put everything in, so that I can like have a bit of space here. But every time I've moved, I've just made the effort, like a couple of days before, to just chuck away as much stuff that I can, responsibly chuck away as much stuff as I can, and give as much stuff away as I can to charity and other people. Like I butchered my record collection, like absolutely butchered it. My record collection was sitting in my sister's garage for years. And she had a leak, and I didn't even know for like 2 years, and it ruined like about 20% of my record collection. But that was actually really freeing. Like it was all stuff. There was a lot of good stuff in there. Like when I go to search for stuff now, like to play, and I'm like, shit, that got ruined. But I ended up like giving probably half of my record collection away. Just gave it to other DJs because it's too much. Like taking shit around with you is too much.
See, this is the stuff I need to get rid of. Like kettle cords. Do you know what I mean? It's like, okay, like this drawer, skipping ropes. Like there's just so much random stuff that I will never use again. But for some reason, I will keep. And it's just like, okay, this is like classic. Tell me why I have this. Like, what the hell, man? What the hell am I ever going to do with an old Nokia phone?
Oh, is that Nokia? I thought it was a BlackBerry.
Nah, it's an old Nokia.
We might need it at some point.
my logo scratched in the back that I must have done when I don't know how long ago I had this phone. But it's just like, just random stuff. And it's just like, nah, man. Get a bag and just throw away as much.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, if I wasn't such a clumsy cunt and I didn't give stuff away all the time, I would have so much more stuff. Like I would have unbelievable amounts of fucking shit. Like when I think about the trainers and the records and the jackets and the shit that I've given away over the years, like they're just because I felt like it at the time. Like headphones and bits of DJ equipment. I mean, I was thinking the other day, where the fuck? I had 2 more pairs of Technics. I don't know where they are.
Yeah.
Like I had a classic Korg M1. I have no idea where that is. Like I don't remember consciously giving it to anyone. And it didn't break down. Yeah. I had a like, this is all DJ stuff, but like a Vestax 05 and a Vestax 06 Pro. Fuck knows where they are now. Like I'm sure one of them I left at not saying that they've still got it or they nicked it or anything, but the last time I remember having it was at the Freefall Collective studio that I was doing a rehearsal on, left it there for some reason, and then never seen it again. Damn. I'm sure they don't even know where it is.
But I must have the least amount of clothes than any man. Like I don't have, I've got literally half a wardrobe of clothes. I only have at the moment 5 pairs of trainers. Yeah. And to be fair, 3 of them I could probably throw away if I really wanted to. I've got a pair of basketball trainers, outdoor basketball trainers, indoor basketball trainers. I've got a pair, 2 pairs of gym trainers, and that's it.
You got all your Air Max now.
Then my Air Maxes, 2 pairs of those, and a pair of Air Force Ones that I'm going to throw away.
Have you seen the Carhartt Converse, the new ones?
Nah.
You will like them a lot. Yeah, you'll like them a lot.
Oh, I got some Converses as well. Yeah.
Right. But yeah, you'll like the new Carhartt Converses. I'm not a big Converse guy like I used to be, but as soon as I saw them, I thought of you.
See, I got into Converse for 2 reasons. Number one, my dad used to wear Converse.
Yeah.
And they were like really good for driving trainers.
Yeah.
And Air Force Ones are the worst for driving. But now the Air Maxes, man, they're sick for driving. So I'm just like, they just fit, and they're like, they kind of got the best of both worlds. Yeah, they're better than Converse. And Converse are really just thin pieces, nothing, and they're not very comfortable to walk in.
No.
Whereas Air Force Ones, once you wear them in, are really comfortable to walk in.
Whereas and they look Air like Max, shit.
They do kind of.
Air Max, you can wear them for years and they still look good.
And I swear to God, I was like, wait, did someone wear these in already? Like the first time I wore them, I'm like, why are these so comfortable? Like, what the hell?
Because they're actual, like Air Force Ones, yes, they're air trainers, but they're like the oldest technology of air trainers. Like I would never wear them, but I tried on a pair of the, what are they called? You know, the big rubberized.
Gore-Tex.
No, like the basketball shoes. Like they're the pure hip hop ones. They're all the hip hop heads wearing they're like the alternative to the Timberland like hip hop shoe. I can't remember what they're called. But they're basically molded plastic with the bangingest air technology in. You wear them and it's like you're walking on 2 clouds. It's like you're walking in heaven.
Not the foam posits.
Yeah, foam posits. Yeah, the foam posits. Yeah, the foam posits. They're unbelievably comfortable, man. I tried a pair on in Nighttown because I was considering getting the all black ones for a little while, but they don't look good on me. Big. I look like such a cunt.
You can't wear them with anything.
No, like, you can't.
You wear them on a basketball court with shorts, like.
Yeah, the foam posits, they're unbelievably comfortable. I don't even think they're airs. I don't even know. I don't even think they're like actual air trainers. I think they're just molded foam. So they're like memory foam. They're fucking unbelievable.
Have you seen the Air Force Valentine's Day ones?
No, I haven't actually.
Ah, man. There's two versions. There's the Air Force ones and the Air Max 90s. The Air Force ones actually look better.
Let me have a look.
They kind of there's a bit more to them. But I still can't figure out where to get them from. I don't know if they're going to be on the Nike site. I think they drop. When do they drop? I think the 7th or the beginning of February, man. So I think it's like next week.
Oh shit! Yeah.
So I don't know if I'm gonna get a pair of those. But I still
they're
want.
Fucking banging.
They're sick, man. They're sick. But I still want the infrareds though, the originals. Not these black ones.
Yeah,
the white ones.
The infrareds are like, I saw a pair the other day, and again, I went to get them. I put them in the basket, and they'd already gone. Like they pop up every now and again.
Wait, what, the original ones?
Yeah, the original ones.
Nah, I ain't paying 320 quid for the.
Oh no! So basically, the infrareds, they dropped them like a month ago. So the
130. Yeah, you can get them.
Yeah, you can't get them in 10s. You can't get them.
Is it?
Yeah, you can't get them. There's a couple of like 7s knocking around and stuff like that. Oh yeah, they're sick. The Valentine's ones.
Yeah, they're all right, man.
Just look at Just keep an eye on Drop Date, because what Drop Date will do is they'll have links to all the places you can buy them underneath. Okay, usually the first one is Niketown, and then they'll have like size. Yeah, size and like Foot Patrol and stuff like that. I would have said they'll probably drop a Foot Patrol.
They keep.
Would you get the pink ones or the white ones?
The pink ones, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, the pink ones. They look cold.
Oh yeah, the Air Max 90s are not that great.
Nah, they're nice. They're not like crazy, because I could make those on the ID, the Nike ID ones, really. But
no, the Air Force ones, see, like the monotone, like the pink and the white sole, they're fucking banging. Sick. Yeah,
sick, man. But yeah, let's get out of here, bro.
Yeah. We're done.
We're done, man.
Finito. They're fucking sick. With the pink laces as well. Sorry, yeah, go on.
Guys, we'll see you next week. Have a blessed week. Stay safe. Stay blessed. Keep hitting us up, man. Hit us up on Instagram, Twitter, all that good stuff, man. Keep dropping those the reviews as well. Let people know that, you know what I mean, you're feeling it. Give us that push. But yeah, man. Stay blessed, and we'll catch you up.